disown and denounce the people who have made racial comments about Luna since you made your stream about her?
Oh, anyone who...
No, Vaush. You might as well have just used the R word. Yeah, for sure.
Lean on me I know that you're aware
when
that
you're
there are
not
people out there who are
strong.
Throwing them out there, you know. All the insults. Nothing anti-Semitic or whatever, but, you know.
In a specific context.
Slimy! What a slimy little fucking toad. Oh, she's Vietnamese, she's Vietnamese. Jesus, these people are disgusting. Wait, aliens, this is serious though. Aliens could be a material reality that we're not aware of yet.
We're gonna blow up the whole planet unless you kill this innocent kid.
Vaush has got his nuts in a vice here.
There was a disproportionate number of Jewish control of banks in Germany during the Weimar Republic.
All right, Vaush, we're done here. Thank you. Goodbye. This is,
From all accounts, Vaush is both a masturbator and a cunning linguist. The number one mistake leftists keep making. Is it, I wonder, is it like hypotheticals about paedophilia? Is that what he's going to say the number one mistake is? Because I tell you what, yeah, there's one thing Vaush needs to stop doing. It's saying hypotheticals about pedo stuff, okay? Because Jesus Christ, Vaush. Please. I'm begging you. You've got to stop, my friend, okay? You've got to stop with the... People are starting to ask questions, okay? People are starting to ask questions. Anyway, that obviously is the nature of what we're going to be talking about in this segment, okay? So, what I want to do is... There's been so much stuff that's happening with this. Basically, what I'm doing today is I'm just getting segments that my editor can easily put onto YouTube about recent drama, okay? Because I want to have my say. I want to get my word in. But with this drama, for example, I can't watch Vaush on stream for extended periods of time. I can't watch Vaush on stream because he's a banned streamer. So unfortunately, I've got to work around that, okay? So what I am going to do is I'm going to talk a bit about this drama and give, I guess, some of my takes on it, okay? So for those of you that don't know, Vaush, let me fill you in, okay? Let me fill you in. So, situation is this. Vaush obviously has got a thing about like what he calls like tankies and stuff, right? Now, obviously, I've got some critiques of like some of these types of people. You know, I don't know. I don't want to get so much into the tanky side of things. I've got some agreements with some of the issues, but also some pretty sincere disagreements with like the whole tanky thing. I think some of it's a bit cringe, and yeah, it's a bit, yeah, exactly. It's a bit like, oh, the tankies are coming, you know, like. Look, let's call it what it is, okay? Tankies, whatever you want to call them, are annoying online, okay? Some of them are annoying online, yeah? They're not some grave political threat that we need to kind of be super concerned with, right? It's out there in the meat space. That's where the real politics is happening, okay? This stuff online, a lot of it is just personality and stuff like that, you know? Like if you look at, you know, like it's the Communist Party USA or something like that is probably the closest thing of like an ML, like a Marxist-Leninist party, like in the US. It's the closest thing to really having significance and power. Because like the DSA, I don't think there's any way you can really meaningfully call them tankies, right? But this Communist Party USA is probably the biggest political group in the United States. And look at the level of power that they've got. It's quite limited, okay? Now, obviously, people say, oh, but what about China? What about China? What about China? Sure, but that is like a much different situation, you know? It's not like Chinese Marxist-Leninists are like some grave threat directly to you as a content creator out over in China, right? That's more of a global geopolitical aspect, you know? But yeah, I think that the reality is, in America, within America, the idea that Marxist-Leninists or otherwise tankies, like, I don't know. I don't think they're that big a political threat and something to worry about, okay? So, in any case, I appreciate that it makes for good content, okay? I appreciate it. Let's call it what it is. It makes for good content. Whether you agree or disagree with it, in terms of content, it means that compelling content is created that people want to watch and people want to react to and stuff like that, okay? Released a video. Now, I don't watch Luna Oi. I'm not interested in Luna Oi, okay? Luna Oi is just, like, whatever to me, right? my take on Luna Oi is that she shields herself with her identity. Okay, so what she'll do is she will act incredibly obnoxious sometimes. Okay, and go on Twitter and do these tweet threads and dunk on people and all the stuff that people generally do. Okay, but what she'll do is she'll use her identity as a shield when she gets attacked. All right, and she'll be like, oh no, the racists are coming. The racists are coming. Oh no. And it's like, come on. Like, if you're going to get into the mud pit and wrestle, okay, you can't cry if you get slapped. And Luna Oi is, you know, regularly in the mud with other content creators and stuff like that. I've seen it time and time again, yeah? To me, like, if you're going to get down and dirty and own it, all right? Don't get down and dirty and then cry when you get some mud on you. That's complete nonsense, all right? And she does it all the time. She did it with Haas as well. Look, I said before, I thought the stuff that Haas said was out of pocket, okay? The master stuff and calling NonCompete a sexpat. Was it funny? I mean, that's a different question. We won't go into that, okay? But what I will say is, like, yeah, Haas was out of pocket, but Luna Oi was acting in a really obnoxious way too. And to act like Haas was solely the only person acting obnoxious there is just wrong as far as I'm concerned, okay? Another thing as well, right? Another thing as well is that I could go into it more, right? But the key point is, like, I'm sure that Luna's got some interesting content and some interesting things to say, okay? But what annoys me about people like Luna is the way that they hide behind their identity the moment they're attacked. It's literal crybully. It's literal crybully shit, okay? So, yeah. If you're going to get in the mud, don't cry if you get dirty. That's it. So, that's my perspective on Luna Oi. Anyway, Luna Oi released a video about dialectical materialism, which I can't seem to find here. Anyway. You know, about dialectical materialism. And Vaush found the video and then, like, mocked it on stream. Okay? Now, we'll turn tables a bit and look at the other side of it. Now, I've not watched the video, to be clear. Okay? So, it's difficult for me to really meaningfully criticize Vaush's thing. I tell you what I'll do. I'll guess what Vaush did, and you can tell me if I'm right or not. Okay? How about that? My guess is that Vaush made some critiques of Luna's video, some of which were okay, but he was probably, you know, very fucking obnoxious himself and forthright. And he probably went overboard in terms of how he went about critiquing it, and probably got personal at points as well. Is that about right? He was mean, yeah. I reckon, that's my guess. I'll be corrected if I'm wrong, okay? Okay, let me ask you this. To people that are saying he was just mean, okay? Was he mean at the right level? Or was he excessively mean based on the substance of the content you were looking at? Oh my god. I haven't watched it, so I don't know. I'm just going to have to take your word for it, okay? Somewhere in between. Implying he could... Oh, Silent K. Implying he could understand the content. He said he was talking about something he knew nothing about. Wait, is that true? Listen, I'm sorry, I haven't watched the full context, okay? But number one, I can't really watch it on stream because it's Vaush and I don't want to get banned. And I've got a warning already, okay? And number two, I'm not going to watch that in my spare time, okay? No disrespect to anyone involved, okay? Luna, I'm sure your video was very interesting. Vaush, I'm sure your response was very interesting, but I ain't watching that shit off stream. 2 hours of talking about fucking dialectical materialism. No, thank you. No, thank you. I'll give that a miss, okay? No, you can't, Morals. You're wrong. You're wrong. I know. I've got... Okay, I wish people would stop telling me my business. I know. I got a warning for watching Brittany Venti on stream. I know what I'm doing. I'm the streamer, okay? You're the viewer. I'm the streamer. I know what I'm doing, all right? Well, I don't... Sometimes I mess it up. But the point is, no, I can't. I've got a warning already. If I watch Vaush again, I could be in a situation where I get suspended. Well, good for Destiny. But I'm not going to risk it with a warning. No, it's not the same at all. Brandon Zero. Listen. Uninsert Vaush's schlong from your mouth for just a second, okay? I'm just saying, I've seen a lot of Vaush's content. I've probably been a Vaush viewer for longer than you have, okay? So I know what Vaush does sometimes. And I haven't seen it, admittedly, but I would wager that there are at least some points where some of it is excessive. I would be surprised if I watched that video and at one point I didn't suck air through my teeth at maybe the harsh... And I do it too. Okay? Oh, okay. Yeah, I've not got to that bit yet, Brandon Zero. I've not got to that bit there. Okay? My bad. I thought you were talking about something else. Anyway, sorry. I've talked a lot now. You get the idea though, right? So, anyway, this is the Luna Oi's channel. So, let's continue the tale. So, from all accounts, Luna Oi... Luna Oi... Okay, wait. Be sensible, okay? Stop mucking about. So, from what I understand, Luna Oi went to her husband, I believe they're married, American Johnson, a.k.a. NonCompete, okay? Now, why did she do this, you might ask? I'll tell you why. It's because NonCompete is a master. Now, what do I mean by that? Let me explain, because I know, I mean he's a master at making videos, okay? He's really mastered the art of making videos, okay? I would imagine that Luna sees American Johnson as a master of making videos. Why is everyone laughing? I'm just saying... What's wrong with that? It's true. It's got this energy. It's got this energy from NonCompete. It reminds me of this quite a bit, to be honest. Oh, what a loser. Sorry, I mean, what a masterful video creator. I'm trying to be nice. So anyway, NonCompete. That's not what even we're here to talk about, okay? NonCompete. NonCompete put this video together. Vaush is a manipulative liar, okay? Now, again, as you can see, I watched 11 seconds of it so far, okay? I've really done a lot of research for this segment, as you can tell. I watched 11 seconds of this video and was like, okay, that's enough, that'll do. I've got the vibe. I got the rough vibe of what's going on here, that'll be fine. Anyway, I'm not really meaningfully talking about any of this content, okay? I'm just setting everything up for the real drama that occurs, okay? Right, okay. Let's see what he's got to say for himself.
Hi, I'm EJ, this is NonCompete, and...
Okay, that's enough, that's boring. Okay, I've heard enough. Does he actually reference, like, his conflict of interest?
It's going to be a bit of a Frankenstein video. I'm cutting it together over a couple of days here. It's going to be rough. Bear with me.
I'm sure that's no problem for you. A master such as yourself. A master of video. I'm sure you got no problem stitching a video together.
But this is a response video to a stream that Vaush did a few days ago, attacking one of my wife's comrades, stream partners' videos. I'm talking about Luna of Luna Oi, and she has a video series on dialectical materialism. Vaush did a 2-hour...
Oh, come on. Like, look at this, right? Look at this. Look at the comparison here.
Attacking
right?
one of my wife's comrades, stream partners' videos. I'm talking about Luna of Luna Oi, and she...
So look, Marxism books are boring. How to Think Like a Vietnamese Communist, an intro to dialectical materialism. And this video is a year old as well. Okay, so look, let's be honest, okay? Wait a second, look. Hang on a second. Look, you can see the red bar there. I'll show you. Can you see? He hasn't even watched the video himself. According to this. He watched 10 seconds of it and was like, that's boring. This is rubbish. He didn't even like the video himself, according to this. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know for sure, but it's a good meme, okay? That happens to repeat watching. Don't ruin my meme with facts, okay? Don't ruin my meme with facts. How dare you? How dare you? Anyway, let's see what he's got to say. Anyway, sorry, listen. We're getting past the point, okay? We're getting past the point. So, the point that I wanted to make is this, okay? Obviously, right, this is like quite a kind of like, I don't know what the cutesy. Oh, look at this, I'm doing a video. Oh, look at this, I'm doing a fun video. Like, it's kind of cool. It's kind of like, not cool, but it's like, you know, it's kind of like quite nice, pleasant. It's a pleasant image. Like, you know, I don't know. This is the kind of, I mean, this kind of video, I think that's like, yes, looks all right. So just from the image that I'm getting from the video, I'm like, okay, based. But then, look at this. Look at this comparison, okay? This is where we got to dish out a bit of critique for the Vaush man, all right?
He has a video series on dialectical materialism. Vaush did a...
This is the stupidest tanky video I've ever seen. Brain damage suffered. Look, I think I can accept calling it stupid, okay? I think I can accept calling it stupid. But is the brain damage suffered really necessary? Is that really... to me, I think we got to draw the line there, okay? That's a little bit too much. The foot's on the gas a little too hard there. I think we could remove that, and it probably wouldn't get as good hits in the algorithm, okay? But I think that probably is just a bit too spicy. Personally, all right. You might as well have just used the R word, yeah, for sure. You might as well have just called Luna R the R word, okay? That would have been the same sort of level of insult, I think. Maybe he does in the video. I don't know. I've not watched it. Okay. Don't be a pussy. I'm not being a pussy. Okay. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to look. Obviously, okay, here's the situation, okay? I should probably have said this at the start, yeah? Conflict of interest. I don't have a conflict of interest. Here's the reality, okay? Vaush is the person that influenced and inspired me to get into streaming in the first place, okay? Now, I don't really speak to Vaush at all, okay? I don't have, like, a personal relationship with him. I've got some critiques and criticisms of, like, some of the way he's gone about stuff, okay? But NonCompete and Luna Oi... Like, NonCompete actually had me on a show a couple of years ago, right? So, you know, when I was no one. So I have somewhat of, like, you know, a level of, oh, thanks for doing that for me all that time ago. You know, it was a circle jerk, obviously. But anyway, Luna Oi, I've got no sort of personal issue with, really. I don't have a personal issue with either of them, okay? But NonCompete is just cringe, okay? Like, his videos, like... I'm sorry, that video he did of what is it, anarchist cops or something, with a little Lego cop on the front. I need to watch it on stream at some point. Hey there, Destiny Orbiter. But anyway, in any case, like, I've got no personal issue with them, okay? Wait, what's this? Okay, what's this?
Wardrobe choice you've made for me. Just read your lines. It's gonna be great.
What do you mean? That's hot. That's hot. That's hot property. That's what the people are tuning in for. That's what the people are tuning in for. That's Sigma. Anyway, look. Let's just come on. Can we focus up, please? So anyway, what was I trying to say? Oh god, you made me lose my train of thought. Okay, I don't have a personal problem with NonCompete and Luna Oi, okay? They're just a bit... Well, Luna Oi, I don't watch her content, so I don't know. Maybe it's amazing, maybe it's not, whatever, right? NonCompete, his content is a bit cringe, but whatever. He's an anarchoid, it is what it is. The only video that I've seen of any length in full is that spooky, scary socialist thing that I watched on stream recently.
Spooky, scary socialists shall seize the sovereign state. Working poles will shock your soul, seal your class's fate.
which you know. Anyway, the point is you know, yeah, sure, you know, I probably like Non-Compete and Luna Oi are definitely more so the side of like the finger wagging, scoldy kind of leftoids. So obviously, by its nature, generally I kind of turn against that kind of thing. So I probably am somewhat biased. Okay, but anyway, I don't care about my biases here. I'm just having fun. I can't watch it. I'll get in trouble. I don't want to get in trouble. It might mean my channel gets messed up. I tell you what I could do. I can watch it while I play Halo. How about that? How about that? I can watch it while I play Halo.
Hypotheticals aren't... Wait, do you think an idealism is when you construct a hypothetical? Do you think those mean the same thing? You're going to lecture me on dialectical materials.
Let's go!
The point in having this discussion is my point.
Can you answer that question? Do you think idealism means when you construct a hypothetical? Have you read Capital? It's full of hypotheticals.
That has nothing to do with reality, and you think that that gets you closer to the truth. That is idealism, because you are making the ideal conscious processes of thought your basis for truth.
Idealism is not when you...
materialist, and my basis for finding truth.
I see the issue. You think idealism is when you think, which is why you don't.
Come on, there's no need for that. That was a bit excessive, wasn't it? That was a bit excessive. Okay, please stop telling me what's what. I got a warning for watching a banned streamer, okay? Please stop telling me what's what. I know. I've got the email in my mailbox saying you watch Brittany Ventile stream. Please stop telling me what's what about streaming, okay? Please, I'm begging you.
Yeah, okay. All right. So
here we go.
Thank you for agreeing to talk to me.
We're starting off nice and friendly.
I want to set this up by saying there is overlap between our audiences, and some of the people who watch your stream and watch mine have told me that I should reach out to you and talk to you, and they said you would be reasonable. I don't watch a ton of your content, you know, so I'm taking their word for it, and I want to talk to you in good faith. And I know that there has been what some might consider drama or beef going on between you, me, and Luna, and some other people.
Let's go.
Developing for some time. So I just want to address that and give you the opportunity to respond to some questions and things like that. So does that also...
Can I just say as well, right? Can I just say as well? These people like Non-Compete, they'll make a video calling you a manipulative liar, and then they'll come into a chat nice as pie with you. Like, I think the right thing to do is you bring the energy that you've brought in your comments before, surely. Like, if you think someone's a manipulative liar, why are you being nice as pie to them? Shouldn't you be coming in going, yeah, I said what I said, bitch, now what? Like, I don't know, it's so weird to me. Like, why not just be honest and be like, yeah, I called you a manipulative liar because I think you are. Answer me. Yeah, I don't know. Just bring the energy you're bringing initially, surely. Anyway, come on, let's crack on.
Sound like what we kind of agreed to in the emails?
Yeah, my pleasure. No, this is a bit of a novelty for me. Normally, when people disagree with me, they sort of just take shots on Twitter. I actually have a lot of respect for people who like hashing it out. You know, whatever you know, my reputation might precede, I do actually enjoy just calmly talking about disagreements. You know. But yeah, hit me up. You sent me an email the other day, and you know, some people in chat were complaining like you put out a video shit talking me. But in the email, to your credit, you did say, hey, I'm going to put this video out, so don't interpret this as some kind of like sneaky, you know.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't think they have anything to complain about.
And then also, you know, people have differences about what's appropriate and what's not. One of the reasons I put the video out before the conversation was because I wanted to kind of formulate my thoughts and have some sort of basis to speak on. You know, so I do want to try to get your... Yeah, I want to give you an opportunity to respond to some of the things I said. I doubt you've had time to watch it because it was a very long video, and you know, it's only been like maybe 11 hours since I uploaded it. So
no, I'm afraid I have not. I saw some people in my community reacting to it. Some liked it, some didn't. You know, I'm known for having a disagreeable community, so I guess I'll see when I see it.
Wait a minute, let me just...
Wait.
Okay, so all right, so
didn't even
yeah,
load.
I think we're all on the same page about that stuff. So the meta discussion, I guess, is out of the way. We can talk about the real issues.
I'll play one game while I'm here.
Okay, so there's three things, and I told you in the email, like three things I really wanted to kind of talk about. And the first thing is about, and I don't expect this to be a very long discussion, the first part. I wanted to just talk about the responsibility that we have as creators that have a large platform, right? So like,
here we go.
You and I both have pretty large platforms. I've got like over 100,000.
Okay, I'm going to do a pause, Andy, because I probably know what's going to be said, okay? What leftoids like to do, like Non-Compete, is they'll be pointing the finger at other people right? And they'll be like, oh, Vaush, Destiny, whoever, and they'll be like, your community sucks, your community leads to me getting a load of shit, okay? As if it isn't the same the other way round. As if these leftoid fucks aren't absolutely insufferable from the other side as well. It's like, yeah, it goes both ways, motherfucker. They act holier than thou like their community is so perfect, right? Listen, it wasn't Vaush's community and other people's that were coming and calling me a fucking groomer. Let's just put it that way, okay? Now, obviously, I can't directly link it to NonCompete because I don't think he spoke about the drama. But this idea that that sort of ilk of people don't lead to, you know... And in fact, okay. Who sent it to me? I can't talk about it because I can't remember who sent it to me. Let's just say I saw some pretty crazy shit in Discord, okay? Let's just say I saw some pretty fucking wacky shit in someone's Discord in regards to Vaush.
Subscribers on YouTube. You have, I don't know, what are you up to now? You're pretty big.
It's like 360, 370, somewhere there, I think. Yeah.
Well, you have a ton of people watch your stream. I mean, you have very impressive numbers in terms of watching your live stream. So I think it's safe to say that we both have pretty substantial platforms. I guess the first question I would ask is just in general, do you agree with me that when somebody has a large platform, it comes with a certain responsibility?
Yes.
Okay. I figured you'd agree with me on that. And do you also agree that part of that responsibility is trying to develop an understanding of your audience? And because, you know, your audience is not a monolith, my audience is not a monolith. There are different kind of like sort of divisions within every audience, right? So you kind of have to get to know your audience and understand how they are, the different sections of your audience are likely to react, and just kind of be familiar with your audience, right? And so, I mean, do you agree with that? I guess I'll ask first.
I don't know if it's a moral obligation, but it's definitely a good idea.
Okay, yeah. Well, here's why I think that, I don't know about the word moral, but here's why I think it's important for people, especially doing political activity, you know, like discussing political topics and that sort of thing. I think it's important because obviously we influence our audiences, right? And if you were doing like unboxing streams or just like let's play videos or whatever, you know, I think that the degree of responsibility can vary. But when you're talking about political things, you're influencing people politically, and you also have to know that there will be like mutual impact. So like you might say things and then they'll go out and do things, and vice versa, right? So I guess that's the basis of my next question, which is, you must realize that because you debate people on the far right quite a bit, and because of the nature of what you do with your debate streams, that sort of thing, that there are a large number of right-wing people who watch
No way. No way.
I don't know if there are a large number of right-wing people who watch my show. There probably is a good number of politically undifferentiated people, but at least in the community.
Okay, let's just throw this up real quick. Thank you. Look at this. Look at how egregious this is. Can you see that? I've had to change. Look at this. This is really messed up. It's so disgusting. Thanks for clipping it out. The harassment is so bad. I had to use Mega Block app. Like I said, the only platform Ian deserves is that. What the fuck? Oh, you can't see it because the chat. Look at this. Look. Look at that. Are you serious? And then it goes on from there. Look. Now, guillotines are the tools of oppressors. I'm not talking about guillotines. I'm old-fashioned. Get the rope. Right? But yeah, I know. Right? And then look at Luna. Oi! Can't control my audience. No rebuttal of what was said literally moments ago. Well, not moments ago, but like a few hours ago. But there's no way that she didn't see that. She was talking here at 21:47, and there's been like what? A few messages. There's absolutely no way Luna wouldn't have seen that if she was looking at the Discord. Oh, the censor bar's still up. Why didn't you say anything? I forgot about that. Professional streamer, by the way. And I tell you what it is. Thanks for sending me those links, by the way, the screenshots. I tell you what it is. If it was inversed and someone in Vaush's community had said that about Luna, the leftoids would be spitting feathers. They'd be screaming bloody murder. They'd be going, oh, they want to kill minority. They want to kill murder minorities. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, that's a really fucked up thing to say. If someone in Vaush's community said it, I'd have exactly the same reaction. Do you see what I mean? But no, because it's primarily not his community and they're probably trans or something, they probably think it's okay. I don't fucking know. But it's like, Jesus Christ. No, it's not acceptable. You can't fucking say shit like that. It's unacceptable for anyone. That person should be fucking reprimanded for saying shit like that. Right? I mean, listen, I don't mind a bit of spice. It's okay to be a bit like, yeah, fuck you, blah, blah, blah. But literally fucking calling for someone to be executed over some fucking stupid drama. Like, fucking hell, it's mental. Chud wants to talk to the hall monitor. Nah, I just know. Look, at the end of the day, I'll tell you what it is, right? If it was equal, I wouldn't care, right? If it was that someone from Vaush's community said that and there was no reaction, I'd be like, yeah, okay, well, you know, chat shit, get hit, I guess. But no, it's not that at all. It's the inconsistency that annoys me.
There's one thing that Discord chatter deserves.
Do you see what I mean? He's standing still and I couldn't kill him. Unbelievable. But yeah, do you see what I mean? It's the inconsistency that annoys me. It's the fact that people on the one hand want to chat a lot of shit and you know, but not have it be responded to in kind. And they somehow try and justify it normally with like, oh, but you know, they're just a marginalised person speaking out against their oppressor. Like, fuck off. Anyway, sorry, I've gone off on a massive tangent, so let's get back to the video. My apologies.
Communities that I've seen and cultivated, my YouTube comments, my Discord, my Reddit, whatever. I think the closest right bent I have is an annoying group of liberals who insist on watching me. Apart from that, I don't think I have many hard right followers.
Okay, yeah, and I'm not. I don't want to use any like loaded terms like audience or followers or community.
Oof.
I just think that it stands to reason that if you're regularly having discussions with people on the far right, there will be some overlap between your audiences. Some of them are going to come over and like hate watch you, you know, like I even get hate watchers on my channel, so I know there's an element of that. But yeah, I guess my point is, if you know that there are right wingers, even if it's in you know, law of large numbers, you have thousands of people to watch your stream. So even if it's like a small percentage of your audience, that's still going to mean there's like maybe hundreds of people, you know, that are fascist or racist watching. That's possible. I don't want to debate about the numbers or whatever, but I guess okay. So I'm gonna move on to the next point of my platform here, and then I'll let you just totally respond to my point because I'm almost done.
Come on, let's go.
If you have, if it's true that there are any right wingers watching you, that's one thing. And then another way to know, I guess, a metric of whether you have right wingers or not is how people engage after you've done something, right? So like if I make a video, I'm gonna try to gauge the outcomes. I'm gonna try to watch what people are saying on social media about it. I'm gonna go to Reddit and check that out. I'm gonna check the comments on my channel or whatever. And so what I've noticed, and a lot of people have noticed, is a pattern where whenever you talk about somebody who is, shall we say, marginalized, you know, black or trans or person of color or what have you, that there's a tendency for those people to receive a lot of kind of like after effect collateral damage in terms of harassment, threats, and other kinds of like, you know, disturbing attacks like that. Now, I've seen it happen with Luna because I'm married to her. We spend all of our time together. I monitor, I help her administrate her comments and that sort of thing. And I also know other people who have shown me similar results, you know. So I guess my first question is, are you aware of that, or would you deny that that's something that happens?
I think I'd mostly deny it. You know, there's a whole narrative about my community harassing people, but in spite of nearly 3 years of trying to track down the people actually doing this, I've yet to be provided a single piece of evidence of it actually happening. Usually the initial claim is some very severe, you know, Vaush community, you know, harassing, like really bad stuff, right? But then I get some screenshots, and it's usually people just being kind of mean, which I'm fine with. I don't have a problem with people being mean to people I don't like. I guess it's possible that this happens. It's just not something that I've been provided substantive evidence of. If it can be provided, I'll ban those people from my community. But yeah, outside of that, I don't think it's I just don't think it's that much of an issue.
Okay. Yeah. So okay, I guess I'm not going to press it too much farther. I will say that like this is the kind of thing that it's kind of
right. Sorry, I just need to do something. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is one of those situations where people expect perfect. Like I feel like non-compete expects perfect conduct from one direction, not perfect maybe, but like a certain level of. Sorry, I'm trying to sort out the thing. I need to just do this. So you know, perfect conduct from one direction, but then like I don't know. Like, do they account for like how insufferable their audience can be? Do you know what I mean? Oh, no, 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 no. There we go. Right, there we go. Do you see what I mean? be fair, One Direction put out some rubbish singles. How's it going, No Justice? Right, is that going to work now? Hopefully that should work. Let me know if the performance is bad. I've done window capture, so that should work. For some reason, I can't get game mode to work on my thing. So yeah. Okay, let's go. Right, we're gonna grind some battle pass levels. Let's go. But yeah, I feel like the conduct is like, yeah, people are annoying from Vaush's community. I get that, right? But what about your community? Like, it feels like the onus is on like one side to police the community, but there's dickheads everywhere. Like dickheads are everywhere on the internet. Do you see what I mean?
Kind of hard to substantiate, right? Because like, so for instance, I can just tell you from my personal experience that, since I literally look at Luna's comments every single day on her YouTube channel, I kind of get an idea. Like, she does get racist comments every day, and that's probably true. Just because any person of color, black person on the internet that's putting themselves out there and talking about politics is going to receive that kind of thing. So she does get
How's
those
the
kind of
volume, by the
comments
way?
But every time you've done a video where you talked about her, suddenly there's like a big uptick in the number of those kinds of racists and just terrible kinds of disturbing comments. And the only other time I've ever seen that happen, it's only happened twice before, and once was after we had the discussion with Destiny, and once was after the armchair historian and her had a little bit of a back and forth. And it's never ever happened again. Lots of other people have criticized Luna, but those are the only 3 examples. And so something tells me it's just
literally everyone's just dropped out of the game. Why does this always happen? It's so annoying.
Here, I guess let me put it this way. My instinct is there's something going on there, and if you think that matters, I would encourage you to take it seriously and investigate it more on your own and see if you can find out more, and just keep that in the back of your mind, I guess, as you move forward when you talk about people who are vulnerable. Now, Luna is like, Luna and I are in our 30s, and we have each other, and we're stable, and the reason I'm not trying to preach at you, but I know that you're aware
when
that
you're
there are
not
people
strong.
out there who are more vulnerable. There are people who are younger. There are people who have mental instability.
I'll be the one to help you carry on. Okay, fuck it. We're going in. We're gonna fist them. We're gonna fists only. Oh no, I missed. No. Okay, right then. Oh no, I'm getting shot from behind. No. Oh. The point I was going to make with this, let me play it on and I'll sort this out. Sorry, I should have sorted this out earlier.
Self-harm and that sort of thing. So I guess I'm just saying, from one big content creator to the other, it's something that I do is try to be careful about how I cultivate my audience. I try to identify the strengths and strengthen those, and I try to identify weaknesses and negate those as much as possible over time. So I'm not trying to preach at you, but that's something I wanted to make you aware of that's something that I've seen happening personally with Luna's audience. So
I saw that tweet
should be
from
better
Luna
now.
where
That
she
should be better now.
screenshotted some groypers quote tweeting her and said that they were sort of insinuated that was a product of her mentioning or talking with me. I mean, I'm a large content creator.
Is it possible to put YouTube in audio only mode? Can I do that? How do I put YouTube in audio only mode? That might make it better. This is supposed to be an easy segment for my editor to edit, but now it's just turned into gaming and trying to sort this out, trying to sort that out. Only on phone. Well, hang on, wait. What if I close the preview? But then I can't pause it easily. Well,
There are people who hate watch me. I also have.
Wait,
how's
that?
I'm getting some feedback from your end when I talk.
Is that
do you
better?
know what that might be?
That should be better now. Game mode should be working.
No, it's been happening. It's like a sort of static and like a gain pitch kind of.
Did that fix it at all?
Let me see. Talk. Yeah. Okay. Wait. I think that did. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, thank you. I saw those screenshots.
Okay.
Oh, people are saying my voice is too loud in your stream. I don't know if that's
probably
the case.
just both problems simultaneously, I think. So.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Yeah, obviously, as a product of my size, beefing with me is going to cause a lot of engagement, and there might be negative consequences to that for like marginalized people, because I'm broadly known on the right. I don't know if there's a way to directly attribute that to me. I know they're not my audience. I don't think I have a substantial group.
Well, I've closed down everything I can.
I just don't know if there's anything I can really do about that, because at that point, it's not even about my community. It's just about the size of my channel and exposure given to people that I disagree with. And we're working off tenuous connections as well. I mean, it could very well be that even if I was perfectly responsible with all my engagement, merely the act of being signal boosted to the level that one is when they engage with me would then increase the likelihood of that kind of negative attention. It feels like the link here is tenuous enough that I don't have a direct control over it, or really even an indirect control. The only solution would be, I think, to just not ever engage with, positively or negatively, any other figures who are marginalized, which probably wouldn't be good. That doesn't seem like a sustainable solution, I think.
Oh my god.
Well,
Why have I got
there
no...
are a few things there. I guess I'll push back a little bit against. So the first thing would be,
Why have I got no fucking thing again?
you know, every time.
Oh shit, I'd messed it
There's
up.
some things you can do. Every time I talk about somebody who I disagree with, who
I've
could
stopped
be
flying for
receiving
some
that kind
reason.
of,
I think I was from
you know, hate,
inventory.
like, I'm very careful to tell my audience, like, do not harass this person, blah blah blah. That will help with your actual audience, your community, the people you actually like enjoy. But then also, you just, I don't know, I think you could be more selective about some of the things that you say about certain people, because there have been instances, like with, for instance, when you talked about Luna, I don't think that calling her a useless stepchild of Vietnam, I think that might fan the flames of like racial.
People were trying to tell me that Vaush, oh yeah, Vaush was, it was all deserved. Yeah, all of the shit that Vaush gave Luna was totally deserved. Did he really say that? People were trying to tell me it's all legit and it's all fair. Come on, that's fucking that's too spicy. Give me a break. You gotta be kidding me if you think that's acceptable. Fuck me. Look, it's not about like completely decrying Vaush or anything. Oh shit! Help me, teammate! Help me! No, don't knock him out the way! No! Get out the way! No! Oh fuck! No, I missed again! Oh no! I fucked up totally! Oh no! I was trying to fucking talk. Oh, it's a disaster. Now we're gonna die. There we go. Fuck it. I missed every fucking shot. Oh my god! I fucking hate shotguns. Come on. That was bad. That was bad play on my part. No, I messed that up completely there. So I wasn't paying attention. I don't care, okay? If this is a fucking messy segment, it is what it is. Apologies to my editor in advance, okay? But I want to play Apex, and I want to talk about this, and I want to do a lot of things at once, and we're going to do it, okay? We're going to have a good time. Yeah, I mean, regardless of the context, I think that's an excessively inflammatory statement to make about someone, right? I think that we can agree that that's an excessively inflammatory statement. And that's exactly the kind of stuff that I was talking about, okay? Is that sometimes, and I do this too, I'll hold my hands up and say that I do this too, all right? Is that basically it's very easy for us to make these inflammatory statements. We should try not to. Sometimes we do it. But yeah, I can see why, you know, like that's worth criticizing. But by the same token, I don't like this idea that, oh, well, I tell my viewers not to harass people. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, because you can tell someone not to do something, all right? But the influences of these platforms lead people to do it anyway. Okay? In fact, you could even argue that thinking that telling someone to not do something is going to make them stop doing it is somehow maybe idealism itself. But let's not get into that, okay? Let's not get into the memes.
Problems. I'm not saying that you were intentionally being racist.
Oh,
That's
hey,
not the point
Safer.
there, but I think that having that kind of super vitriolic statement could perhaps fan the flames. I think maybe when talking about people in marginalized positions, you could perhaps just stick to the facts and to the ideas more instead of bringing up the personal vitriolic remarks like that, calling them stupid, using ableist slurs and that sort of thing. I think that might be one way you could kind of control some of that. Do you like completely disown and denounce the people who have made racial comments about Luna since you made your stream about her?
Oh, anyone who...
No, Vaush! You know what the correct answer here is, don't you? The correct answer is no. I wish they'd do it more. The Giga Chad response. The Giga Chad response. Do you know why... Okay, in all seriousness, do you know why that response is probably better than whatever Vaush is going to say here? I don't know that he kind of has to say what he's got to say. Because obviously Vaush denounces... Like, what does he expect Vaush to say? Do you know what I mean? Say the thing you don't expect him to say. You know, I don't know what he's supposed to say. But say the thing. Just say, yeah, no, I think it's good, actually, and they should do it more. Because, you know, obviously, yeah, Vaush, in all honesty, he's not going to be supportive of racism. That would be crazy. Yeah, exactly. It's like, do you denounce racism? Like, what sort of fucking soy shit is this? Oh! Oh! What a fucking knock! Oh shit, this one's coming for me! Get knocked, bitch! Get off my fucking dick! Let's go! Did you see that fucking shot? That was beast! Do you know what's funny about when I play games, right? Whenever I pull off... Listen, whenever I pull off some sick-ass shit, people are fucking silent in chat, right? Whenever it just so happens that I get killed, people are like, Soy, you... Soy, about when I'm fucking people up. What about that? Here we go. Fuck, missed. Oh, missed every shot there. Well, apart from one. Let's have a little gander. Let's have a little gander in here, see what we got. Give me that bad boy. Oh, shit! Whoa, 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 whoa! Oh, shit! Where's our fucking teammate? Where the fuck is our teammate? Come here, come here. Come here, come here. Come on, where the fuck is our teammate? Get over here now! Put your fucking thingy down. Oh my god, why would you go off by yourself like that? What a stupid play that was. Well, let's go see what we can do. Oh my god. What am I, the fucking medic? Right, get yourself up. Okay. Oh shit, he's resin him, he's resin him. Oh my god, all the way round. All the way round. Man, fuck this shit. Right, come on. Get it together, team. Jesus Christ. No, it's not a gaming stream. Sorry. Let's play the video.
Makes racist comments towards Luna is either not a part of my
What an
community or
idiot!
they are, should be
What an
removed from it.
idiot!
I'm not a racist, and I don't tolerate racism on any of my platforms. If it really is like hate followers who are watching or simply responding to an increase in visibility, though, nothing I say will change anything. I mean, I could have a positive interaction. In fact, I know this because I have had positive engagements with people, marginalized people, either race, gender, sexuality, who then got harassment after talking with me, not just from the rest of the left for deigning to talk with me, of course, but just as a product of being made visible, you know. So if that is
Jesus Christ, what is my teammate doing? This is unreal.
I don't think there's anything I could do other than be silent. In terms of like harassment from my community, like the tone that I set, I'm okay with it. I'm generally quite mean to conservatives.
Get it together, will you?
I think that's okay. I think that the vitriol is sort of an essential component.
Okay, you don't think that when you said that Luna's a useless stepchild of Vietnam, that could, even if you didn't intend for it to have racial undertones, right? Because intention here doesn't matter. I think you'd agree with me. It's the outcomes that matter. You don't think that that's the kind of thing that can stoke racially charged?
I think it could, to be fair.
Or
sure,
encourage.
You can get that from criticizing China too, right? Like, I hate China, but if you talk about that long enough, folks who are actually racist are going to catch on.
You can
only
talk
so
about
much
how
you
you
can do
hate
about
China
that.
without calling somebody a useless stepchild of China, for instance. You know, what I mean, like
if they were a
say
Chinese nationalist,
what does that mean, a useless stepchild of Vietnam? I don't really understand what you're trying to say there.
Oh, I don't know. I threw out probably like 100 or 200 insults. I don't even remember the one you said. I'm sure it's not.
Yes!
Remember what you
Yes!
said tells me you weren't being too careful when you talk.
Now we're getting into the Chad.jpg memes. Oh shit. Oh, come on. Where's my fucking team? Thank God for that. Jesus Christ.
Talked about her as an individual. Like,
I
maybe
can't
forgot
remember
a little bit.
I can't remember every insult I deliver over a whole stream. I mean, that's
Yes.
hours every day I'd have to log. I don't have that much storage space in my head.
I don't know. I think you could be careful. I think you could be more careful about how you talk about
Well,
other people. But okay.
what you've said there...
I think this is going nowhere. So,
Well, I just
do you
want to
have
say,
anything
what you've said there, that doesn't cross my threshold for irresponsible treatment.
Fix my
I mean,
mic.
obviously, and I'm not, this isn't an effort to poison the well. Obviously, you have a closer relationship with Luna than I do. That's kind of an
I
understatement.
do recognize that she's a person. Yeah.
Right. Well, we're going to have different
I think I'm just peeking. because I'm shouting so much.
perspectives on an acceptable level of vitriol towards people that you don't like.
Sorry,
I guess
I'll
the
stop
thing that
shouting.
always weirds me out a little bit is I'm very mean to conservatives on my channel. Nobody seems to mind that much. But then when there are people on the left who have ideas that I think are just as pernicious, you know, all of a sudden people, you know, they get very up in arms about it. I don't understand the double standard personally. I think that
I
it's.
can't speak to that because I don't have enough insight into or optics into that. So
Well, that's very true, and the double standard there is very simple, right? It's that, well, you know what it is, don't you? Do you know what the double standard is? Do you know what the double standard is, people? You must know what it is. It's time. Oh shit, I've got to move. It's time to start tapping the sign, motherfuckers. Yeah. Delicious moral treats, am I right? No, it's delicious moral treats, obviously.
What do you think it's okay? If I was, I'm just asking because I just want to know if it's a broad opposition or if there's kind of like a specific favoritism here. If I was doing a video on like, I don't know, Ben Shapiro, and I was just throwing them out there, you know, all the insults, nothing anti-Semitic or whatever, but you know, just insults. Do you think there's an issue with that vitriol, or do you think?
Oh,
that's,
what a play!
a
Did you see that play?
thing
if
to
it's
do?
motivated by things like race and or being trans or whatever, then of course there's a problem. Even if, like, for instance, like, you know, like if there's if you're debating a conservative who was gay, and then you made some kind of comment that could be construed as referencing their sexuality. I'm not saying you did that. I'm speaking hypothetically. And then that person got harassed for being gay, even if they're conservative, I certainly wouldn't say that that's acceptable. You know what I'm saying? And I think that I'm saying you. I'm just saying the hypothetical you. A person who did that would have to take responsibility for the role that they played in that. And I think that when you're talking out insult, you need to be thinking about the potential ripple effects that the words you use can have when you're talking to thousands of people.
Well, I think
be
the ripple
Samara in
effect
that
is,
box,
I
so
suppose
just
I
do this.
dislike her, and I'm okay with people in my audience disliking her, but if the racial comments, like the racism,
Yes.
is really coming from like the Groyper hate followers, I just don't think there's a relationship between the language that I use, you know, this language at least.
Right,
which
so
is-
keep
I
it
don't
together,
think
team. Keep it
racialized.
together.
And the outcomes. Hold on, somebody linked the stepchild thing. I just want to hear. It's 6 seconds. 1 second. Yeah, the modern Vietnamese.
What the
government
fuck?
has
Is that another
produced little
team?
plug-in off stepchild.
What is our teammate doing over there? Oh, they're up
Yeah,
there. It's
the modern
okay.
Vietnamese government has produced. Oh yeah, it's a comment on.
What? Come on.
Vietnamese education
me.
producing like nationalist defenders. Yeah.
Why is our teammate all the way over
That
there?
would be like the
Fuck.
stepchild comment.
What is the stepchild connection there?
Well, like
You know that she's 12 years older than you. I mean, I don't understand why you keep calling her a child, and it seems kind of like overly demeaning. I don't know what basis you have for that.
I'm okay with being demeaning. With the stepchild
Okay.
thing, when I think of like, it was like the redheaded stepchild kind of thing, like the idea that like a, you know, like a bunch of like
Oh, was
sort
he down?
children running around, you know, it's like 20 of them, and you can remember the names of 16 or so. You know, I think it's a salient critique of the way governments will sort of indoctrinate their
Did you not have
constituents.
made that point? You know, knowing what you know and knowing and conscious of the way that certain people that watch your show, could you just not have made that point with a little bit less personal vitriol? I guess I just don't understand the. I don't.
But I'm okay
like,
with the
I talk to people
vitriol.
all the time that I don't like, but I don't make weird comments about them like that.
Fuck.
I'm
That
okay
could be
with the
construed-
vitriol. Also, to be fair, I'm pretty sure Luna's been
Fuck, I messed
quite
that up a bit.
vitriolic to me for a while. Not
Luna
to say
doesn't
it's
talk
not.
about you for months on end until you decide to do another stream about her. That's something I can tell you for sure.
Oh, sure. Not to say it's not
She doesn't just go
mutual.
around talking about you all the time. It's always in self-defense. I mean, I have to say that I've
Is it?
been
Wait.
very keyed in on that.
I think there was at least one time she started something.
Nah, I don't agree with this at all. I don't think it's always in self-defense. I don't think that that's a salient critique. I think that these people like to act like they only ever act in self-defense. But yeah, I don't necessarily agree with that myself. I think that is, yeah, kind of cringe, kind of a bit dishonest. The idea that it's like always in self-defense. And the thing is yeah, it's like, I think we're kind of stretching the meaning of self-defense here as well in some ways. Like, yeah, sure, there's an element there of like, if someone's coming for you, like, be shitty to them, right? Sure. Oh god, is that the closest one? Fuck. Maybe we can find one from the my oh. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really agree with that. I think that maybe in some circumstances there is an element of that. But Luna Oi, I don't know with Vaush specifically. But yeah, I know that Luna can be quite aggressive sometimes. I've seen it with my own eyes. Oh, they've got one. Awesome. Oh shit. Why would you... Where are they going to get loot from there though? Don't tell me they've done it in the open. Why would you do it there? Jesus Christ. What a stupid place to do it. Hope they can't see me. Let's go. Clutch respawn. Let's get it. But yeah, I don't know.
something. But it doesn't matter. I'm not. This isn't like a who started it type thing. I'm just saying that I think the vitriol certainly is mutual. I don't see an issue with being vitriolic. It's fine. If anything, I'm working on maybe trying to be a little more vitriolic. I feel like the left online gives way too much of a pass to certain types of ideas. Some types of nationalism.
Why do you think that is beneficial? I mean, what do you think what end does that serve? I don't get it. I don't understand how calling somebody a useless stepchild of Vietnam serves any purpose.
Well, it was part of a broader bit on the nationalism thing, but anti-nationalism.
Why are you picking them up?
I don't get the connection. Like if you said Luna's a rabid nationalist or something, then like that would have a connection to what you're saying. I don't
get to cover. What the fuck?
I don't feel like this conversation's going anywhere. I don't think that you're. I don't think you get what I'm saying. So,
no, I understand what you're saying. You're saying that I was too mean. I just don't mind being mean.
It's not about me, and I'm using the personal situation of Luna because I'm familiar with that. But there have been a number of people have come forward and said that after you talked about them on stream, they got a lot of hate. And I'm just saying that if that were me and that were my audience and that were my platform, and somebody was saying that, I would take it very seriously and I would work very hard to do everything I could to decrease that as much as possible. No, you're saying that you want to go forward and be more vitriolic towards.
Well, the thing is,
we're talking about people of color, trans people, gay people, whatever. You're saying you want to be more vitriolic to people who you disagree with, who are marginalized, not less vitriolic.
The main thing is that I do take it seriously, and having taken it seriously, I've only found evidence to take it less seriously. Because this has happened before, this basic pattern, and I always have it investigated.
I've got to be careful with what I type into the game chat because I've already been suspended for 3 days from EA services. I've already had caught a 3-day suspension from EA services. Oh god, it's so annoying. It's so annoying when you fucking are sweating and then your teammates completely let you down. Now listen, the reason was nonsense. Now the reason was nonsense. I'm telling you, okay. What was it I said? It was honestly the most ridiculous thing. It was just like I said, you're stupid or something. I've been quite spicy on sometimes though, so I need to be careful. Okay, right, we got that one then. Anyway, let's continue.
I have mods. I have a team.
There's a pattern of behavior.
I have a crack team, and this always gets looked into. I can never find evidence of real harassment. Either it's just people being mean to them, which again I'm totally okay with, and I don't think
what do you consider? I mean, like I don't know. What you don't think that if somebody's if a bunch of people are coming forward and
no, I don't use the N word. Okay, I don't use the N word for two main reasons. The first reason is because you'll get severely punished for it. And the second reason is, I don't like the idea of using that in like an aggressive way. I think that's really bad. But yeah, I mean, maybe some other words, so fair game. Look, sometimes your teammates are so stupid, there's no other word that will suffice, okay? It is what it is. But yeah, I need to be careful. I don't want to obviously get banned. Anyway, am I done with Loba now? Is that it? Yeah, I think that, look, at the end of the day, I do think that NonCompete has got somewhat of a point, okay? I think that the reality of it is that there's certain things you can say. And look, I'm not completely innocent in this, right? There's definitely things I say about people which I probably shouldn't, okay? To be totally honest and totally upfront with you. I just feel like NonCompete has totally wiped away anything that comes from his community with, oh, well, the thing is, I tell my audience not to do it. And the thing is, if you're a content creator and you make content about other people, yes, some stuff can inflame it more. But at the end of the day, the reality of it is that there will be whenever you speak about someone else, you are inevitably going to create a situation receive some sort of attention as a result of what you do. Now, can you limit that by being less spicy? Sure, there is an element of that, absolutely.
Like a pattern behavior, because you said it's a pattern behavior, and you're having to investigate it all the time. I mean, I don't have this problem. I don't have to go out launching investigations with like a crack mod NSA team to go do like investigations, because I'm not constantly hearing from people that when I talk about them on stream that they're getting a bunch of harassment over race and gender and sexuality and that kind of thing. But that's what I'm hearing people say about your audience. So what's I don't know the difference between my...
Wait, hold on. Somebody just linked a tweet where Luna is essentially calling me a pedophile. I think I'm okay with the mean. I usually try to proportionate.
Oh my god. This is so funny. It's not even listen. It's not even people from their community. It's the fundamental figure involved. It's the fundamental person. The tweet reads as follows: Vaush gets kicked off of platforms for saying the C word, but not for saying paedophilia can be good for children. Sick fucking world. Now look, I will happily admit that Vaush has said some spicy thing. But is this true? I can't believe this is something Vaush would say. I can't believe that's something Vaush would say. There's no way. On stream. Most of his takes on the pedo stuff are like from a little while ago where he was a bit less concerned with the optics side of things. I don't trust a single word Bad Empanada says, okay? No way. Bad Empanada's a little fucking clip chimper. Vaush will explain in the video. Okay, well, let's see what Vaush says about it. He said paedophilia would be bad even if there was a case where the child benefited from it.
To my dislike for people, I feel like
I know
Luna...
the tweet you're talking about. Do you want to read the tweet and tell me exactly what it says?
Vaush gets kicked off of platforms for...
Oh, fuck off. That's not calling him a pedo. As if saying about someone, paedophilia can be good for children. As if that isn't enough. As if that isn't enough to sort of say, oh yeah, they're doing like a bad thing here. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. You can fuck right off with that shit, okay? I ain't fucking interested. I'm someone that has been subjected to illicit accusations of grooming and shit, right? So, no, I'm not going to take this. Oh, well, he's not... Technically, they're not calling them a paedophile. They're just saying paedophilia can be good for children. Fuck you. Unbelievable, okay? Why is everyone so obsessed? Why is everyone so obsessed with the fucking pedo jacketing memes? It's crazy to me. Merrick said the other day, like, can we stop calling each other pedos? Is that possible? Do you know what I mean? Look, criticize the clip, be critical of it, fine. But maybe we don't need to call each other pedos all the fucking time. No? Is that too much to ask? Am I taking your toys away? Am I taking your toys away if I say that? If I say to you, hey, don't call people pedos.
This dude's name is American Johnson SMFH.
Thanks for the sub, I appreciate it. Oh, Vaush did it once, so does that make it okay then? If Vaush did it, does that make it okay? If the person we're talking about... No, I don't think it does make it okay. Now, obviously, I've got some disagreements with the way that the Vaush handled the Mr. Girl situation, okay? But the idea that it's just acceptable to throw around this word is okay then because Vaush did it. It's crazy to me. I just think Vaush needs to stop saying... I think he has on the whole. But yeah, obviously saying this stuff... I mean, I know he's got some comments that are like, very yikes. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, don't miss me with that. Oh, but she didn't technically call him a pedo shit. Do you know what I mean?
For saying cracker, but not for saying pedophilia can be good for children. Sick fucking world.
Which is an exact quote that you said.
No, it's not.
You play the video that it's linked to. Tell me that it's not
The
a
video
direct
cuts
quote.
me off mid-sentence. It literally...
Oh my god, right. Okay, something's just clicked for me. Something's just clicked for me. Now I understand where the clip came from. I get it now. Now I understand where the clip comes from. Everything makes sense now as to where this drama has happened, okay? Hearing that comment is a key piece of the puzzle for me to understand the context of everything. It's a direct quote. I get it now. I get it now. And I know what's coming, and I understand it better now. What NonCompete just said. Listen.
So what's the... I don't know the
It's a
difference
good thing I
between my...
investigated. Wait, hold on.
platform
Somebody
and-
just linked a tweet where Luna is essentially calling me a pedophile. I think I'm okay with the meme. I usually try to proportion it to my dislike for people. I feel like
I know
Luna...
the tweet you're talking about. Do you want to read the tweet and tell me exactly what it says?
Vaush gets kicked off of platforms for saying cracker, but not for saying pedophilia can be good for children. Sick fucking world.
Which is an exact quote that you said.
No, it's not.
You play the video that...
Which is an exact quote that you said. I get it now. I get it now. I get it now. I don't watch clips or context, okay? Oh my god, this is such a good meme.
You are a pedophile, you are a nonce, you're a perv, you're a slot badger, you're a two-pinned-in plug, you're a bush dodger, you're a small bin regarder, you're an unabummer, you're a nut administrator, you're a bent ref, you're the crazy world of Arthur Brown, you're a fence foal, you're a free willy, you're a chimney bottler, you're a bunty man, you're a shrub rocketeer.
Based. That's a meme from Brassai. Anyway, let's continue.
that it's linked to. Tell me that it's not
The
in a
video
regular
cuts
quote.
me off mid-sentence. It literally
I
cuts
didn't
me
say
off
cut
in
you off.
between.
You did say that, though. She referenced something you actually said.
It is possible.
Hold on.
You could defend yourself and say that that was taken out of context or whatever, but she didn't call you a pedophile, and she was referencing something you actually said, which is a different situation than being vitriolic towards people for absolutely no
So
reason.
do you think that
whatsoever.
signal boosting misinformation with the intent of sort of painting a person as a pedophile isn't like, it's interesting that you would take issue with saying a person's a stepchild of the country.
Okay. I'm pretty sure that I'm just going to agree with everything Vaush says here. Let's find out.
That they're from, but the idea of like signal boosting disingenuous far right pedo jacketing that was literally cut off mid-sentence isn't itself bad faith or disingenuous. Like, that's really weird to me. I don't understand. Is it like a perceived vulnerability thing because my community
Well,
is
there is a power differential for one thing. That is true.
Oh, what? No way. Oh, okay, let's hear what he says.
But also, that's not the only thing. The other thing is, she wasn't just talking about you. She was talking about the way platforms work. I think that you would agree that getting kicked off for saying cracker was ridiculous, right? Do you agree with that?
I would agree
So
that
like,
calling me a pedophile is being
This is unreal from NonCompete, right? This is absolutely unreal from NonCompete, that he's going to sit there in a straight face, rather than just say, I'm sorry, that was wrong. He's going to try and somehow wiggle his way out of it. These people are so slimy. They're unbelievably slimy. You will present to them clear-cut, silver bullet evidence. This person has basically called me a paedophile on Twitter publicly. And they'll try and worm their way out of it. It's unreal to me. Well, it's not shocking anymore. It would be shocking if I didn't expect it.
vitriolic. I don't think there's any working around that.
She didn't call you a pedophile. She didn't call you a pedophile.
Non-compete.
Okay, listen. I don't mind you being critical and stuff, but if you're going to say dumb shit, I'm just going to time you out, and I'll ban you if you keep going, okay? Wait, account created 11th of January? Oh, that's an easy ban. Yeah, that's an easy ban. Fucking fake account bullshit. Get out of here.
Come on.
You did it. She said that she thinks that what you said in that clip is worse than saying cracker.
I mean, if you cut together a bunch of words spliced from different streams and arranged them in a way to implicate me, and then looked at that and said, huh, look at that, that's interesting. That wouldn't technically be calling me.
I don't know what to say. I can just tell you that there's a difference between quoting what somebody actually said in a specific context when you're commenting on a platform versus calling
It's not
somebody
actually
a
quoting me,
useless stepchild
though.
of Vietnam.
It's not quoting
which
me.
is really just an insult based on the fact that she's Vietnamese. That's the only.
Okay, I'm sorry. Insinuating someone is in any way a paedophile is worse than calling them a stepchild of Vietnam. Okay? It's worse than calling them a stepchild of Vietnam. Does it justify calling someone a stepchild of Vietnam? No. But it is hands down worse to call someone a pedo than to do that. There's no fucking two ways about it. Are you kidding me? Get the fuck out of here, What a slimy little fucking toad this guy is. What a slimy little fucking toad. Oh, she's Vietnamese, she's Vietnamese. Literally, even he is using her identity as a shield now. It's fucking despicable.
Only tangible piece of evidence about her identity that you addressed, or even you didn't address her positions. You addressed like you didn't call her a nationalist. You called her a stepchild of Vietnam.
In a section where I was hold on, this would be a lot easier for you if you didn't form your opinions based exclusively off the Twitter clips. In the whole video, where you can find the section. No, I'm talking about the stepchild thing. I have an opinion on whether or not I'm a pedophile, and it's that the people who go out of their way to call me one because they can't address my real arguments are bottom-feeding scum. And I really like the idea that you would complain. Wait, hold on. The idea that people would complain about vitriol. I mean, not even about like the arguments used, right? But like in terms of vitriol. And what? Because I made a joke about her being a nationalist? Like, is stepchild like a slur now? This concerns me. I don't get it.
You did mention her nationality, which is I don't have her ethnicity.
I think she's a Vietnamese nationalist. Yes, stepchild of Vietnamese propagandizing education. Sure, yeah, that's fine. I don't even think that's particularly vitriolic. I'm pretty sure I said worse stuff.
All right, we're really just going around in circles now. So I don't know. I have nothing else to say about this. Do you have anything else to say?
No, I suppose not.
Okay.
That's unreal. Look, NonCompete, if you're going to come on and defend your wife so hardcore, I think you can offer apology when it's due. Like, I don't think you just need to go defend. Why not offer an apology? Jesus, these people are disgusting. And they sit on their moral fucking high ground. They sit on their fucking moral high ground, but then they're not even going to in any way, like, meaningfully apologise for calling them a pedo, more or less. I just, I say I'm not surprised. I am a bit shook by this. I am a little bit fucking shook. I would have thought that, like, there'd have been a bit more ownership going on of this or something, but no, it's just weasel bullshit. Jesus Christ. God, I'm so glad I got nothing to do with these fucking freaks anymore. They literally make me feel sick. Do you know what I mean? And just to be clear as well, like, you know, you could be critical of Vaush for what he said. You could be critical of, like, Vaush for what he said and stuff. Of course, like, why not? Like, be critical of anyone for anything they say that you think's bad. But you can do that without these weird ass fucking pedophile shit. Like, what the fuck is that about? You know? Yeah, of course Thought Slime did. Because Thought Slime's a piece of shit too. Fuck Thought Slime. Fuck Thought Slime. Of course Thought Slime did. They're all the same, these people. They're all slimy little fucking worms. They try and act like they're better than you. They try and act like they're fucking better than everyone else. Okay? These mainly white leftoids, they've got the moral high ground and all this shit. But no, they don't. They don't at all. Fuck them. Seriously, fuck these people. I tell you what as well, Thought Slime talks a lot of shit for someone called fucking Mildred, okay? Imagine being able to pick your own name, and you pick the name of a fucking 70-year-old librarian widow. What the fuck's that about? Why would you call yourself Mildred? What a fucking stupid name. Jesus Christ. Never heard so much shit fucking spoken by someone who calls themselves Mildred. Weird as fuck. Oh, Mildred. No, Zap's a great name. Mildred, though, that's a whole other thing.
Do you want to talk about anything? I have a few other questions.
Yeah, well, yeah, there were 3 topics that you mentioned. Hold on, I didn't have the email up.
Oh shit. What?
Well, you said the first one was on targeting marginalized people. And the second one was
a
perceived lack of understanding of Luna's video and of dialectical materialism. And then the third one was the dishonest rhetorical tricks I use in my discussions. And I'm happy to talk about either or both, if you'd like.
Okay. So,
oh, come on, Peacecraft.
I think that
that's a timeout.
So specifically, just focusing on the stream you had about
crazy.
Luna.
Listen,
because you said that people don't address
a bit of a jibe about the grandma name is fine, okay? But we don't need to be going with the harsh comments, all right?
Your opinions, your actual positions. I feel like you spent 2 hours. You call people who don't address your actual positions bottom feeding scum.
And call me pedophiles. That's the part that.
Well,
oh
God,
I
did not call you a pedophile. She
what
said
the hell?
she quoted something that you said,
Wasn't
and I do happen to agree. I don't think there's any situation where an adult can have a sexual relationship with a child, and it has a positive outcome. So
if you had actually seen the full bit that was clipped from, then you would agree. You saw the full bit, not just the Twitter bit, but the full thing in which I was constructing a rule of utility.
Was that there can be some situations where an adult and a child can have positive outcomes. You didn't say.
Oh no, I don't think this person knows what they're doing. Oh dear. Oh dearie me. I shouldn't be playing as Caustic anyway. I'll play as Octane. I need to get a bunch of kills. I messed that up a bit. I pushed too hard and didn't have any cover. That was a really stupid play on my part. It's because I was paying too much attention to shitting on Thought Slime. Because the thing is with Thought Slime as well is, like, just to be clear, I got a reason to be shitty to Thought Slime, right? Like, Thought Slime tweeted some fucking vague shit out during the middle of my controversy, which oh no, they do know what they're doing. They do know what they're doing after all. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, Chud has got a few enemies, but they're all earned. The thing, this really speaks to my point of all of this, right? Thought Slime apologized to his audience over using the word lunatic in a video, okay? Like, he literally apologized to his whole audience and said, I'm sorry for using the word lunatic in a video.
Using the words nanners and lunacy. Lunacy, I came to learn, was actually directly related to bipolar disorder in a derogatory way, which I didn't know. But I knew better than to use that word. And I did it anyway. A few people took issue with it, and they let me know, gently, that what I had done was hurtful and beneath.
Okay, like, I wouldn't care about that like whatever. I think it's kind of dumb, but whatever. That's up to you. If you wanna, you know, apologize to us, that's up to your decision, right? But the fact that he's willing to apologize for something as inconsequential as that, okay? Like, can we be honest, right? Using the word lunatic in a video is inconsequential, okay? Correct me if I'm wrong. If anyone disagrees with me, make yourself known. But that is inconsequential. Certainly it's inconsequential to the level you need to apologize to your entire audience for it, okay? However, when it comes to, like, referring to Xander... Okay, no, he refuses to in any way apologize for it. Do you see what I mean? And it's like, okay, so you're willing to apologize to your entire audience for some sort of... I don't even know why, because the word lunatic upsets some people, maybe. But you're not willing to, at the very least, just say, hey, Xanderhall, I'm sorry I misattributed what you did. And this is the thing with Thought Slime, right? They'll sit on Twitter fucking typing out diatribes all day about people they don't like. They'll never speak to anyone that they disagree with, though. And that's fine. But they sit there in their little fucking, you know, on their Twitter account. Oh, Vaush this, Vaush that. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, Thought Slime accused Xanderhall of running a sex cult. Okay.
Anyway, it's totally immaterial.
It's important. So, in a consequentialist sense, you can easily construct a situation where essentially anything is fine. Here, I'll ask you. Just follow through with you. 30 seconds.
No, I'm not an idealist. I'm not going to talk about hypotheticals that don't have any bearing on material reality.
That is. Wait. Hold on. Wait, hold on. Mark, first of all, we're not talking.
Let's go back.
The part that
well, categorically, Luna did not call you a pedophile. She quoted something that you said,
Wasn't
and I do happen to agree. I don't think there's any situation where an adult can have a sexual relationship with a child, and it has a positive outcome. So,
if you had actually seen the full bit that was clipped from, then you would agree. You saw the full bit, not just the Twitter bit, but the full thing. In which I was constructing a rule of utility.
Was that there can be some situations where an adult and a child can have positive outcomes. You didn't say. Anyway, it's totally immaterial.
It's important. So, in a consequentialist sense, you can easily construct a situation where essentially anything is fine. Here, I'll ask you. Just follow through with you. 30 seconds.
No, I'm not an idealist. I'm not going to talk about hypotheticals that don't have any bearing on material reality.
That is. Wait. Hold on. Hold on. Mark, first of all, we're not talking
hypothetical situations where adults can molest children and it has a positive outcome.
You're the one talking. Wait, hold on. First of all, Marx was a philosopher. It's not idealism. Wait, no, hold on. Wait, you can't move away from this. Okay, hold on.
Okay. So, right. And it's like, okay, so you're willing to apologize to your entire audience. And it's like, that's weird. I've changed the settings, so hopefully it should be better now, okay? It should hopefully be better now. Okay, so I get it now, right? Okay, I'm going to be honest with you, right? There is a point in the okay, here's the thing, right? There is a point in the concept that it can sometimes be like useless to engage with hypotheticals, right? And I think if it isn't really based in any sense of material reality, you know, like let's say that I had a hypothetical, and part of that hypothetical, I did this the other day with Joe Biden, right? Part of the hypothetical was that I turn into a jet and fly into the sun, right? Damn, we're doing like a hypothetical of a hypothetical. This is getting very meta. Like, and I propose that to you in some format to try and test your bounds of your system. What would you say? You'd probably be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, that's mental. That's not going to happen, you know? So I think there's absolutely some forms of hypotheticals that are probably too absurd to even bother engaging with. And maybe there's an argument you could make. Maybe there's an argument you could make that, like, some form of idealism is present in some forms of hypotheticals, sure, right? However, what I think, and, you know, I'm not an expert on any of this shit, just to be clear. However, I think it's somewhat weaselly for NonCompete to not be willing to respond when, you know, this, I'll be honest with you, right? The more I'm watching of this, the more and more I'm just basically kind of against NonCompete in all of this, because he's extremely weaselly. He's sat there going, oh yeah, well, my audience aren't shit. Meanwhile, Luna Oy is on Twitter basically you know, in as many words, at very least, insinuating Vaush is justifying paedophilia. And then when Vaush challenges him on it and tries to, you know, show what he's talking about in the points that he's making. He just completely swerves it and goes, I'm not going to answer that. What a slimy piece of shit non-compete is. Seriously, it's unbelievable to me. The fact that he's willing to sit there and kind of try and somewhat justify what's been said, and then when he's challenged on it, to demonstrate why the position he's got maybe isn't quite right, he just goes, oh, that's idealism, I'm not answering that. Nah, that's bullshit. And he's not even willing to own it either. Do you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, this isn't some deep-rooted conversation about materialism or anything. Not this conversation, anyway. You know, this conversation is just like drama shit, basically, you know? But non-compete isn't willing to engage with it, and he just is doubling down on stuff his wife said. I don't know, it's really weird to me. Fuck this guy, seriously.
I'm not letting you paint me like this and then run the fuck away. Wait, hold on. Wait, you have to stop talking for 1 second, okay? Hold on. So imagine, all right? Imagine aliens come down to Earth, and they say...
This is absolutely ridiculous, Vaush.
You've lasted 6 seconds so far, okay?
Imagine aliens. This is as hypothetical idealism as you can get. You're literally like...
You're like a honeymoon virgin. You gotta last longer than 6 seconds. Just give me a second, okay?
Hang on a sec, though. We don't know whether aliens exist or not. We can't be sure. Aliens could be a material reality. Aliens could... Wait! Aliens... This is serious, though. Aliens could be a material reality that we're not aware of yet. Nah, listen. They could exist. That could happen. Damn, I got distracted. Wait, what's this? What's Fermi's paradox?
Like, did I not let you talk for a long time when you were establishing your premises? Come on.
I'm not going to talk about hypotheticals with
You don't have to.
It's
You
not
don't.
something
Then you don't have to talk. You just have to listen. You just have to listen. Okay. Now you can imagine a situation in which aliens come down to Earth and they say, "We're going to blow up the whole planet unless you kill this innocent kid." Now, in a consequentialist sense, killing that innocent kid. Right, I know, right? So follow through. Follow through. So in a consequentialist, in a consequentialist,
I mean, isn't that literally a plot to a movie?
Inability to grasp philosophy is one of my biggest issues to Luna. It makes sense that
It's
it would apply to both of
idealism.
you. That's not what I... This philosophy and idealism aren't the same thing. Those don't mean the same thing. You can Wikipedia them.
You're basing you're constructing hypothetical situations that have no bearing in reality
Hypotheticals
whatsoever.
aren't... Wait, do you think an idealism is when you construct a hypothetical? Do you think those mean the same thing? You're going to lecture me on dialectical
There's
materialism.
no
You're
point in
struggling on
having
this.
this discussion is my point.
Can you answer that question? Do you think idealism means when you construct a hypothetical?
Okay, can I be honest though? I do think like look, the hypothetical could be silly, it could not be silly, but we've not even heard it yet. We've not heard it, have we? Yeah, there's probably a better hype. The hypothetical sounds absurd, but I don't think I've heard it fully yet. So yeah.
Have you read
If you
Capital?
construct a
It's full of
hypothetical that
hypotheticals.
has nothing to do with reality, and you think that that gets you closer to the truth, that is idealism, because you are making the ideal conscious processes of thought your basis for truth.
Idealism is not when you...
And my basis
I
for
see.
finding truth.
I see the issue.
material
You
world
think
is-
idealism is when you think, which is why you don't. Listen, if you read Das Kapital, okay, you'll actually find hypotheticals. They're actually kind of ubiquitous. Look. Anyway, in that
grounded in
sense,
reality, they're grounded in actual things that happen.
so just let's finish the point. We can move on if you let me talk for 10 seconds, okay? So in that situation, you could argue consequentially that the outcomes would be good to murder that innocent child because the Earth doesn't get blown up. Then, because the Twitter bit cuts me off literally mid-sentence, you follow on from that point to talk about how a rule utilitarian could have a categorical opposition to the murder of children in spite of that. The whole argument was one against the predation of children, but far-right people like to clip me out of context because it's easier than debunking me. That's it. That was it.
All right. That is idealism, though.
That's not what idealism means.
It is. When you think that you can find...
Okay, so now we're just going to get into like a conversation about whether it's idealist or not. I don't know. This just seems silly at this point. This is probably not a productive conversation at this stage. But yeah, look. Listen, at the end of the day, regardless of what you think about Vaush's sussy backer comments... I'm just going to take this. Fuck it. But I need to get some sniper knockdowns. Regardless of what your perspective is on his sort of sussy comments, I just think that like the idea that Luna's gonna fucking... And the thing is as well, bear in mind, Luna isn't doing this out of some sort of like consistent, like, oh, I need to call this out because Vaush is bad. Luna's doing it because she's beefing with Vaush. That's it. That's the only reason that she's even retweeting this stuff that Vaush is saying, you know? And again, what these people do is they will act like they're high and mighty and they're the moral, you know, actors, but they will engage in exactly the same kind of petty bullshit that anyone else does. That's what's so infuriating about these people. Is, look, if you want to be a dick and you want to shit on people, go right ahead. That's your prerogative. Like, fine. You know, we're all going to shit on each other. It is what it is. But this is the cry bully shit that I'm talking about. Is Luna will do shit like this, right? Wait, is someone there? No. But then we'll like cry foul. But then we'll like cry foul. You know, when she gets pushed back, and it's like, fuck you. How fucking dare you? How fucking dare you, like, act like this and then cry like a little baby because you're getting some pushback. Now, obviously, the racist stuff and whatever's bad. I totally agree that that's unacceptable. People shouldn't do that. But, you know, you can't go around acting the way that you do only to cry bloody murder when people start pushing back on you a little bit. Right? Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm fucking wrong. Tell me I'm fucking wrong. It's unreal. These people are like, what? What planet are you on that you think you're going to be able to get away with doing that? And everything against you is, oh no, it's really bad. Like, yeah. God, these people piss me off so much, honestly. It's unbelievable.
Find any truth that brings you, like when if you use a hypothetical that's grounded in reality, then that's not.
This isn't what idealism means. This isn't. It's not. You don't know what that term means.
No one does.
Well,
here,
what do you
okay?
think idealism means?
So, do you mean idealism like in relationship to materialism in the dialectical sense, like dialectical idealism versus dialectical materialism? Because the Hegelian concept has nothing to do with the construction of hypotheticals.
No, it doesn't. But it does. But no, it does. It does. So yes, it does, because idealism is the position that the basis for finding truth, and this actually does move towards what I
thought that was mine. I thought that was my thing going off. Oh, come on. Are you kidding me? 1,200 bits and 7 subs. You can do better than that. Hook me up. Come on, this is my stream where I'm recuperating for the terrible fact I didn't monetize my apology stream a year ago.
Talk to you about. So I'm fine with talking about this now because I do think you misunderstand the difference between materialism and idealism, and I think you don't understand the relationship between Hegel and Marx and
Sublime and Karasumi, thanks for the subs. Okay, so look, the very simplistic, my simplistic understanding of idealism. Okay, I'm not an expert on anything, right? But it's the concept that one's ideas can have in itself has an impact on the world, right? Very, very simply. But in any case, if you want to understand what idealism is, it's probably best that you go and like research it yourself, okay? But that is like the most simple one-sentence explanation that I can think of to really say what my understanding of it is, okay? But do your own research, okay? Fucking, I don't know. I'm not a philosopher.
angles, and I don't think that you understand the difference between historical materialism and dialectical materialism. So these are all things I did.
Someone said it earlier, right? It's a very deep-rooted philosophical concept, but yeah, I don't know.
I want to ask you about. So Hegel's whole dialectic, and the problem that Marx and Engels had with Hegel was that he sought truth on the basis of the ideal and consciousness. Okay, Marx and Engels broke with that, and they thought that the material world and objective sense data, empirical sense data, is the primary basis for truth. But they were not empiricists. They were not positivists, meaning they didn't think you could only find truth in sense data, in empirical data. Okay, do you agree with all of those things I just said, or do you know those things?
No, I don't think that's correct. I think that's simplified in some respects and incorrect in others.
All right. Well, just tell me what you think idealism is, Vaush.
The dialectical disagreement. So first of all, idealism is a philosophical tradition dating back millennia. What you refer to as ideal, like I don't know, there are like 20 different kinds of idealism depending on where you're pulling from.
What is this?
The juxtaposition usually posed against what Marx wrote was Hegelian dialectical idealism, which was the idea that social advancements, that ideas that human civilization was moved forward as a product of the antagonisms which arise in people's thoughts as they have competing values and virtues which fight against each other, and you achieve synthesis, which is ideally an advancement of the idea, right, of the concept.
Okay, yes.
And Marx
Can I stop you for one moment?
Sure.
Can I stop you for one moment? Okay. So an example of that, I think, and one of the big problems we have on the left today, and a problem that I've seen you have in your discussions, is that we have these hypothetical discussions about what we should do or shouldn't do, or after the revolution, will this happen or will this exist, and blah blah blah. And we construct hypothetical scenarios about the future, and then we think that that's what we should base all of our praxis and activism on. So in other words, we come up with the ideas first, which Engels described as utopianism, Marx and Engels described as utopianism, and then we think like, okay, we've got this perfect vision for where we want to be. Now we have to get from here to there, and we have to dogmatically stay that course. That would be. Would you agree that that's an idealist basis for moving a movement forward, a political movement?
I think it's utopian, but I don't think it's a dialectically idealist concept. I think you could frame that belief system through dialectical materialism just fine.
You could frame that system through dialectical materialism. Frame a utopian system, or what do you mean? I don't understand what you mean.
Dialectical materialism is only a mode of analysis. It's a theory to explain the movement, the evolution of human behavior, society, social developments. You know, you could apply it to anything. You can analyze any system, any society through the lens of dialectical materialism. It doesn't have to be. There isn't like a dialectically materialist way of doing a thing. You know, outside the process of analysis, you can't like make a civilization and go like, this time we'll do it dialectically materially.
The point is that you're putting the cart before the horse if you say this would be a perfect society, and you know,
Yeah, I mean, you know, look. I've got very simplistic views on this stuff, okay? My view, I don't really know what to think of all of this. Nation. Hey, Silent Storm, thanks for the sub. Is that a hype train? Yes, we've got a hype train, let's go. You know, I've got a very simplistic view because I'm a complete idiot, alright? And my simplistic view is as follows, okay? So, basically, you got some people, right, that think... this is gonna be so bad, okay? So, there's people that think if I think something, okay, that is sufficient to bring about change in the world, okay? It's where you get, like, for example, this idea of great man theory. So the idea that, oh, there's this one person, and they specifically had these really good or really bad ideas, and that in itself led to these things happening, right? Whereas the materialist view is more so, okay, ideas are great and all, but in reality, it's what you're able to do with those ideas based on, like, the material circumstances of the world around you, yeah? So, listen, this shit is not... You should not be listening to a Twitch streamer for this, okay? You should not be listening to a Twitch streamer for this at all. But the way I view it is this, okay? Let's say that I want to buy a yacht, all right? I can think in my head, I really want to buy a yacht, okay? Now, do I have a yacht? No, I don't have a yacht. What I would need to do is make some changes in my existence and circumstances in order to be able to buy a yacht, alright? So a yacht, it's called a yacht. So if I wanted to buy a yacht, I'd need to make significant changes to my life in order to be able to be in a position to buy a yacht. So just thinking of buying a yacht is not sufficient. Is not sufficient to owning a yacht. I need to make substantive changes in my life in order to actually end up buying a yacht. Okay, there we go. That's the analysis. Okay, that's the analysis. To put it as simply as I can possibly think of it, I've got a very simplistic view about this stuff myself. Okay, if you want more of a deep dive, the best thing you can do is go and watch some fucking videos or read some books about it. Okay, and I will not be speaking further on the matter.
A priori, you will find out through praxis what works and what doesn't. That was a big important thing that Marx and Engels pointed out, was that you can only find truth through practice and praxis.
I'm not a utopian. I agree that it is dumb to conceptualize an ideal society and then
so when you conceptualize things with aliens and things that don't happen on planet Earth, that's a useless rhetorical strategy.
Oh my god, this is what you were running back to? No, okay.
Yes.
So, no. Let me explain. And please listen, this can be instructive, okay? There is a massive difference between framing your pragmatic advocacy for a political system based on a utopian vision of a future that you don't have material conditions to account for, and the construction of a hypothetical to illustrate the dynamics of a moral system. If you read Capital, I promise you will find hypotheticals that are very outlandish.
Hold on. Your whole thing, you believe that you can construct a moral system where you can, beforehand...
I didn't construct it, it's just rule utilitarianism.
You can't... The material conditions determine what is morally acceptable and what's not. When the French resistance were blowing up Nazis, that was okay because of the material conditions they were in, right? Do you agree with that? But it's not always okay to just go blow people up.
No,
like
those are
where it's acceptable and somewhere it's not.
Those have nothing to do with each other. No, I'm not a moral relativist. Wait, do you think slavery was moral because back then people thought it was moral?
That's exactly the opposite of what I'm saying.
The material
I'm saying that
conditions of
it's justified
16th
for
century
slaves.
agriculture demanded the existence of slavery. Do you think that's moral then? Like, what?
That's my point. Is that
I wonder what's going to happen here, because yeah, if you're doing like a material analysis, it doesn't justify or morally condemn or condone anything, because you're not trying to morally condemn or condone anyone. You're just trying to say that it's not thoughts that primarily lead things. It is material circumstances. Like, you can think
Idealism
slavery...
is saying the N-word in private. Materialism is saying the N-word in public.
Thanks very much. You have to own it, right? So if you're going to say that, you know, the French killing Nazis was part of the material conditions, yes, you have to apply the same analysis equally. You've got to apply it to slavery. You've got to apply it to, yes, Nazi Germany as well, because that's fucking material analysis. Material analysis isn't supposed to end. It's not supposed to end when you start talking about bad things. Fucking hell. I tell you what, I'm... Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Fuck. Too distracted. Too distracted. But yeah, when you make a material explanation, you're not making a moral claim. Like, listen, Marx wasn't about morals, right? Marx wasn't like, oh yeah, well, you know, in these material circumstances they did this, so they're bad. It's these circumstances led to these outcomes, which happen as a result of the circumstances. See what I mean? At the end of the day, I already fucked that up because I was too distracted. Anyway, let's play one more game and then we'll finish this and we'll get onto the post stuff drama. Thank you, Ali. Appreciate it. Wokenstein is bang on the money. None of us know anything about this, okay? Listen, certainly not streamers, all right? But yeah, at the end of the day, let's see what he says, because I bet you he's going to try and say, oh, no. Well, my belief is that he'll engage in like a material analysis when it's like so-called good things happening. But when it's people owning slaves, he won't attribute that to material analysis. He'll probably go, oh, but racism bad.
it has? I believe my morality stems from dialectical. Like, so let me put it this way.
But dialectical materialism isn't a moral system. It's just an analysis of.
How does that work? How do you? What does it mean to derive morality? How does that work? He's not answered the question either. You can't determine morality from dialectical materialism. The point is not to do with morality at all. It's almost the opposite. It's to say that morals are irrelevant in all of this, because what we're doing is we're trying to figure out why things happen the way they do. And if we look at trends in history, that can give us insight into why things end up turning out the way that they do.
History. Those are okay. These are the people who criticize my philosophy, man.
Here's where you're wrong, because you are conflating empiricism and
He's still not answered the question. He's still not answered the question. It is if you want to argue the materialist position of, you know, this things happen because of materialities, you have to say that you can't just stop because it's a bad thing that happened. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, some anarchist. And this is the problem. Oh my God. It's woke Thatcherism. It's woke Thatcherism. This is woke Thatcherism. This is exactly what I'm talking about when I talk about woke Thatcherism. This is exactly what I'm talking about. They will engage in a material analysis until it gets to the point that the person does bad things, and then it's all of a sudden, oh no, they were just bad and naughty. So woke Thatcherism is something I talk about on stream, okay? And basically, I've wanted to do this for a long time, so we'll make it as part of this video, okay? So woke Thatcherism is when people on the left, okay, what they tend to do is they get everything kind of mixed up, and they mix in morals and stuff like that. So what they do is they will say, for example, let's say there's a minority that's committed a crime, okay? They'll say, well, you see, the thing is, the reason they committed their crime is because they're poor, because of their material circumstances, education, etc., etc., etc. And they'll give all the justifications, as to why that person committed crime. Now, if you were speaking to like a Thatcherite or a neoliberal or a conservative, okay, or something like that, they would say that that person acted in the way they did because of poor moral choices, okay? But obviously, as a Marxoid, my belief is that, yeah, absolutely, that person acted that way because of this, and this reason, okay? Now, woke Thatcherism is when you don't extend that analysis fully. So let's say you've got someone that's a Nazi or someone that's a racist, okay? All of a sudden, the material analysis ceases and it becomes about strong moral condemnation of the person. So rather than being, well, this person is a racist because of where they grew up and their circumstances and da-da-da-da-da, they switch to this kind of strong moral individual condemnation, and they act like that person, is a racist because of some bad decisions they've made. Thank you very much for the sub. Appreciate it. Happy 2 months. And this is quite a common thing that you see, okay? So yeah, conservatives will say of poor people, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, okay? The lefty version of that is when you say, just don't be racist, yeah? It's a useless five-head take. It's a useless five-head take that doesn't really take into account the way in which people become racist. People aren't racist because they wake up one day and decide to be racist. They're racist because their circumstances put them in a position where they become racist. Now, obviously, we don't want people to be racist, okay? But just saying racism bad, don't be racist, that isn't the way that you stop people from being racist, okay? The first step is that's the second step, really. The second step is trying to find ways to restructure certain aspects of society in order to reduce the chances of someone ending up being racist, okay? One example of this would be if you look at communities, yeah? There's evidence that shows us that if you have interactions with other races from a young age, it improves your ability to see them as a person and not be racist, etc. Right? So that, just off the top of my head, that's one example. You have better ingratiated communities with better links, so there's more experience of other races to remove that issue, okay? Obviously, there's takes of abolish race and stuff like that, whatever. But just a simple thing you could maybe look at in the near future would be to do something like that, okay? But that's the kind of second step. The first step is if you've got someone in front of you, right? What you need to do is try and interject in some way in order to, help explain your position, help someone understand why being racist is bad. And that's you trying to impact their thought process, their education, or whatever. Do you see what I mean? Their circumstances. Maybe they're in an area with particularly high, I don't know. You get the point though, right? There's short-term things you can do to try and help someone understand the error of their ways and just being racist, right? But the longer-term solution is to try and change people's circumstances. But the thing is, the woke Thatcherism just disregards all of that. They don't necessarily consider the material concerns that might lead someone to be racist. They just think they're a bad person. They've made the wrong decision to end up being racist or end up being a Nazi. Yeah? So that is the essence of woke Thatcherism, and it's the term I've come up with to think about how best to kind of describe this phenomenon, right? It happened throughout the Rittenhouse stuff. He's a white supremacist, he's a racist, he's a cop. Completely a rightoid cop household being fed anti-BLM propaganda and pro-firearm garbage. It's material. Precisely. And I do think it's quite a good term to describe the phenomenon. So, I don't know. If it gets propagated, that would be cool. I think it's a good term.
This is accurate. I wasn't racist at all until circumstances, the pandemic, depression, loneliness drove me to make a Twitch account. And guess who showed up in the recommendations? Chud Logic. Now I'm a fascist.
Thank you very much for the Thank you very much for that, Wokenstein. Appreciate that. But yeah, I just think it's a very, very clear-cut way of kind of describing this phenomenon, right? And it's bad because at the end of the day, people are kind of half in, half out when it comes to material analysis. And I think non-compete essentially dodging the question. I think this is an example of that, because he doesn't want to be seen to be saying, oh yeah, it was material conditions is the reason for slavery, because it sounds like you're justifying it, because people have confused the material analysis with a moral analysis. And it's not the same thing, right? So, for example, right, I can look at it from a material perspective and I can say, hey, this person is racist because they were brought up in a certain household, they had these experiences, they had this education or lack of education or whatever it is, and that's why they've been racist. That's why they end up racist, right? What I can do is I can look at someone's actions. Like, let's say this racist person goes and calls someone the N-word. I can go, well, that's bad because you're going to upset the other person, perpetuate racist ideas, whatever, right? You can be critical of behavior or something like that, right? But for me, what it doesn't really make sense to do is kind of individually moralize that person as somehow bad or evil because they're racist. Because at the end of the day, they're not racist through choice. Like, I don't really believe it's choice, it's their circumstances, right? And that's what a lot of lefties do. And this also is, the funny thing about it too is, my belief is that this is also influenced by social media as well. Yeah? Because people, and this is again, this is where you can sort of look at it in its totality from this perspective. Because the reason people act like this, again, the people that engage in woke Thatcherism, okay, they aren't doing it because they're bad people themselves. They're doing it for a number of reasons. In my opinion, one is because we are all functionally liberal. And what I mean by that is throughout our entire lives, we're brought up in a society that promotes and supports individual moral condemnations. So even if you become a lefty, you still are deeply rooted in engaging in that behavior, right? And further to that, the platforms that we're on incentivize this behavior too. Calling people out, criticizing people, morally condemning people, etc. All of it is very popular. People like to see that stuff, so it leads to more engagement. Obviously, engagement on social media is tied deeply into our psychology because these platforms use psychology in order to make them as addictive as possible. It all feeds into each other is the point I'm trying to make, right? It all feeds into each other. So all of this can be explained, in my opinion, by looking at the mechanics of how the world works and understanding it that way, yeah? But obviously people will revert back to these individual conditions. And I do it too. All of us do it. It is unavoidable, okay? We have literally had a lifetime of doing this shit. So it is totally unavoidable. And all you can do is try and recognize it and try to avoid it as best you can, okay? But a good kind of measure, I think, is just to try and be more critical of people's behavior and try to avoid essentializing people. That is a good way to kind of go about it, Exactly, Silent K. That's what I mean when I say we're all functionally liberals. We're all liberal by default, exactly.
Positivism and determinism with dialectical materialism.
Welcome. No, that's what Luna
one of the
was
important
doing.
things that Marx and Engels pointed out, Vaush, is that through conscious activity, we can impact the material world and we can make changes. And so, for instance, people can liberate themselves by developing mass movements, but they have to develop them with an understanding of the material processes of reality. If you try to develop, so for instance, of course, all poor people don't want to be poor anymore, right? But like, if you have false consciousness and you don't have a firm grasp
Do you
on how
notice as well, we've gone from slavery, so we've moved from slavery, which is going to be contentious for him to admit is a material thing, and he goes back to poor people, because that's safe, isn't it? It's very easy as a lefty to say poor people are poor because of their material circumstances, right? What's harder is to say people engaged in slavery because of their material circumstances. That's a lot spicier. Now, in neither case are you making a moral claim, but to a leftoid, to a woke Thatcherist, they'll believe that when you're talking about poor people, you're saying that it's immoral that these people, you are trying to make a moral claim about it, but you're doing it with a framework that doesn't make sense to make a moral claim with in terms of doing a material analysis. Yeah. So yeah, it is just, I don't know. It's kind of obvious, I think, at this point, what's going on.
material processes work and how the world actually develops and how things can develop and how applying your consciousness to material conditions will develop reality. If you don't have that, then you will fail and fail and fail again. That's why Engels and Marx wrote Socialism, Utopian, and Scientific, because they wanted to stop they were organizers, they were activists, they were actually going out, they were members of groups, they were doing things, and they had praxis, and they were so tired of having hypothetical conversations with people
There's a difference between opposition to constructing a hypothetical entirely and opposition to the idea of basing one's entire political advocacy off of hypotheticals and nothing else. But that's because pragmatic advocacy for a political system and ethical systems are two different things. Hypotheticals are the only things that you can really use to construct a normative ethical system, because you have to isolate. Because first of all,
where are you getting this information from? Or is this something you just came up with, or what is this? What are you talking about?
Okay, if you're constructing an ethical system, like, or I guess learning to understand one.
Wait, what's an ethical system? What's a moral system?
A normative process by which you determine whether an action or a person is good or bad.
I messed that up.
In my case, an action, because I'm not a virtue ethicist.
Okay. And do you think that you can make one moral system that applies in all conditions, or like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, the goal would be to construct a normative ethical system that's universally applicable. It is a constant subject of debate in philosophy.
That's
oh no,
that is not idealism. That's not what idealism means.
It is, because you're saying that you can hypothetically construct.
God.
You're saying that, like, if you sat down and thought hard enough, you had a big enough piece of paper, and you wrote down enough if-then Boolean logic statements, you could construct exactly what is morally correct in any given situation in your mind.
Well, the difficulty usually isn't whether something is good or bad. It's whether or not we can assemble all the necessary information to determine whether or not it's good or bad. Like, hypotheticals are the easy isolating factor.
That's what Marx and Engels, that was their big breakthrough. That's what made them, they synthesized empiricism and positivism of people like Hume and Ricardo and Smith and the idealism of Hegel. And they realized that there's actually this dialectical relationship between material reality, material conditions, and human consciousness.
Oh God, shoot the fucking...
If we're talking about ethics, you need hypotheticals because they allow you to isolate
Jesus
conditions that you can use to determine the frameworks of your system. If you're only using practical examples for an ethical consideration, then you're post-hocking everything that happens. You're like, well, was that train crash bad? And you're like, well, I don't have a system for this, and you're like working through it. Dialectical materialism is just like this. Dialectical materialism is a system devised to allow us to analyze
this is why you don't drop it, by the way.
Framework for understanding. That's what an ethical...
Marx and Engels, Socialism, Utopian, and Scientific, wrote, the final causes of all social changes and political revolutions are to be sought not in men's brains, but in men's better insights into eternal truth and justice. Not in men's better insights into eternal truth.
This is such a stupid place to drop for this reason. Why drop here? Wait, I'm so annoyed.
Justice, but in changes in the modes of production and exchange. They very specifically said we can't just sit around and think about what's best. We have to go out and apply things in the material world.
That has nothing to do with... Okay, you realize that Marx had a doctorate, right? Like, clearly sitting and thinking is part of the process. I think it's okay to sit down and read out a few hypotheticals to learn an ethical system. Like would you like say this to some kid in kindergarten? Like, action is what we need. Like, yes, it's okay to do hypotheticals.
There's no way.
To learn ethical systems. And by the way, rule
another one
is really applicable to socialism. It is incredibly naturally, almost intuitively,
why are they chasing me inside? Leave me alone. I'm trying to loot. Jesus. I was getting chased by these beasties. These beasties are bullying me. They keep bullying me. Leave me alone. Fuck me. Chud Logic is talking about understanding people are a product of their surroundings, but will still scream at their teammates and call them morally deficient. Mentally deficient. I mean, yeah, like, I don't know. I've let my teammates down in some games here. Cry bully with a gun, yeah. Stop making... Beasties! Stop making me shoot you! Stop making me shoot you, please! I can't help it, I've got to. Where am I even going? What is going on here? Have I tried aiming? I don't know. Look, it's distracting. I'm trying to give some views on this and stuff like that. I feel like I've given my editor a right nightmare to edit here, because I've just been... How long have I been teaching about this for? Wait, it's only... Oh, well, I started streaming a bit earlier, so yeah. Okay, let's continue anyway, come on.
In line with the moral assertions a person might make to argue in favor of socialism.
Marx and Engels did not just sit around thinking, okay, like in their brains.
We're not talking about just sitting around. Wait, are you against the concept of philosophy?
You have to base your analysis on objective data. And there are two sources of objective data. There's the material world, and then there are objective social relations. That's the way Marx and Engels put it anyway.
Okay, let me test your intuitive system then. Okay? Let's hit it then. Is it wrong to hit a person?
It absolutely depends on the material conditions and the situation and the objective social relations at play. There's no universal answer to that question.
Okay, I agree.
Okay, I think I know what NonCompete's trying to say, okay? If a black person hits a white person, that's fine because of slavery. But if a white person hits a black person, that's wrong because of slavery. Okay? That's going to be NonCompete's take.
So one might say that
social relations, do I need to define that term?
Circumstances matter. Yeah, okay, so I agree with that. So let's say, okay, let's use an example where all of the cases are known. You said that I was too vitriolic to Luna. Why is that bad?
That was a joke. Okay, I don't know what his fucking thought would be, but I'm just listen.
I said that you need to look at the evidence that is being presented to you and consider whether you think it's bad or not.
And
I'm asking you to apply this kind of analysis to your own platform.
Well, I've done that, but you clearly think it was bad because otherwise you wouldn't take issue with it enough to talk to me about it. You think I've acted in error.
Because I saw evidence, which is that after you talked about her, not just once, but every time you've done a stream about her, I saw a huge uptick in people throwing racist, vitriolic shit at her.
Why is that bad?
That she doesn't usually receive on that scale. That's the evidence I presented to you.
Okay, why is that bad?
I was convinced by that. Excuse me?
Why is that bad?
Why is that bad? Why is that bad? Because a human being suffered as a direct result of actions that you performed.
Do you think that human suffering is always bad? What about when we shot Nazis?
I don't think that Luna... If you think that Luna deserves to suffer... Do you think Luna deserves to suffer? Is that your point here?
Oh no, I've messed up. Oh no.
You're the one who
I've got no shields.
That it was bad because a person
I've got no shields.
So logically I extend
no!
Suffering.
Yes,
I've really messed it up. Get behind here.
Because racists sent racist vitriol at her.
I'm asking you your position.
Bad?
Why was it bad?
I would say it's definitely bad. Because it's promoting the racist system of white supremacism, which oppresses billions of people around the planet.
Why is that bad?
It is bad because we should seek to liberate all of humanity from oppression.
Why?
So the main point of Marx and Engels is to you realize that the main point of dialectical materialism and historical materialism is to free humanity from all class antagonisms so that we can finally begin writing history ourselves. That's basically the way that they put it.
Why did they think that was worth doing?
Because throughout the
okay. What he's trying to do is he's trying to get NonCompete to ground his moral axioms, right? That's what's at play here. He's trying to get NonCompete to ground his moral axioms. So, you know, I think there's a bit like, obviously Vaush is kind of like doing that, but also NonCompete is obviously like the angle he's going for here is, oh, you're trying to get me to explain why racism is bad or like oppression is bad? Do you know what I mean?
Throughout modern history, or throughout history since class antagonisms arose, let's put it that way, human beings have been driven forward by oppressive relations with the means of production. And that limits humans and it causes a lot of suffering.
I don't understand these terms. You already said suffering can be good or bad. Limiting? What makes these things bad? I don't understand.
Okay, limiting.
Well, no, didn't he say he got his morals from materialism, historical dialectical materialism? I don't know. Honestly, I've got distracted. I've got distracted by this as well. So you know, I'm just very distracted all over. all over. Okay, let's play one more game while we play. Yeah, wait. Is Vaush a what is that thing where it's all about what makes you happy? It's some selfish one. Is it moral altruism? Is that it? Where it's like, I believe in doing things that make me happiest. No, not hedonism. Oh God, no! I need to pick someone else. No. I think we're going to do great, friend. Egoist. I don't know. Who cares at the end of the day? Who cares about all these stupid philosophy terms when we can just have good things good and bad things bad? Yeah, egoism. Is it altruistic egoism? I think that's the thing, isn't it? Based.
Oppression, giving people the ability to develop their own material conditions and to have the freedom to do what they want. That's what they talked about in.
Why should people have freedom?
Should
people have freedom to murder?
Vaush. Freedom to live.
It would be nice to have an ethical system you could apply to answer these questions, right?
No, okay. A person has the right. This is okay. Let's go back.
The thing is I think you can have like a material analysis, right? And I think that could potentially work alongside like an ethical analysis or like a moral system, right? I don't think there's any reason why you can't have a little bit of both. Why? Am I jump master? Oh, fuck's sake, I fucked it up. Here we go. It's a long drop. This is what happens when I'm jump master. I'm trying to listen. Chill out. I'm trying to respond to a video. Spanch Bob, whatever your name is. You probably can't see because of chat. Yeah, I think that like the reality is, if you want to like have some form of moral analysis or viewpoints or whatever, you can do that. And but just bear in mind, material analysis or whatever isn't like a good framework with which to define morals or come up with morals. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? That's the whole point of it. Is it doesn't give you a moral judgment. You know, and you can accept that things happen for a certain reason. And like, I don't know, your morals maybe lead you to certain perspectives, which could lead you to like want to make change in the world that leads to different material outcomes. I don't know. Listen, I'm not a philosophy nerd. I don't really care about all this nerd shit, okay? Who cares? Why don't you just go outside, you fucking nerds? Go outside and play, or, you know, go outside and pick up a football. Anyway, come on, let's finish this.
Material conditions, all right? If you're being oppressed, right? If you're being oppressed and somebody is forcing you to work for them as a slave or a wage earner or whatever, that is a form of exploitation, okay?
Isn't that their
What
freedom?
is bad, excuse me?
Isn't that their freedom?
Oh dear.
You're talking about
Isn't
restricting
that
the
their
freedom of
freedom?
people to do unto others what they will.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are. You're saying that you don't like it when people
Oh my
exercise their
God.
freedom to oppress others. You said you value
Okay.
freedom.
Vaush.
Mhm.
Listen, the fact of the matter is that Marx and Engels
This is just stupid, yeah. at this point.
believed that exploitation through class antagonism is not good. Do you agree or disagree with that?
We're talking about what I agree. I think I'm a Marxist, at least in some respects. But I have an ethical
Okay.
system that informs the reasons why I feel Marxism is worth following.
And what is that?
Rule utilitarianism. Or I guess some people say you can fold that into act utilitarianism. So let's just say
Oh my
utilitarianism.
God, nerds! The
You-
nerd
you-
talk.
There's no...
This isn't a matter of idealism. It's a matter of understanding why we fight for what we fight for. What you're arguing for
Nerds!
is intuitive morality, which is exactly what leads to every goddamn pogrom and mass slaughter that's ever happened throughout history. When people post-hoc justify what's right or wrong. Only the construction of and adherence to moral systems that you can understand can prevent that kind of stuff from happening. And it's why I'm hammering on it right now. I don't like it when you're laughing like, oh, hypotheticals, oh, thinking...
material conditions will dictate what's acceptable or not. If... And the only way to... We have to... Okay.
Like, why are you against the concept? Do you think you're smart?
I mean, but I don't know, like, material conditions just, to my mind anyway, it works as a way to kind of trying to understand and explain why things happen the way that they do. I don't know if it kind of justifies it though, really. Like, I don't know, that's kind of weird to me. But yeah, obviously certain moral systems lead to atrocities too. I don't know if like this idea, this philosophical concept. Hey, Shabbatosh, thanks for the sub. I don't know if like this oh, for fuck's. God, I need to pay more attention to the video game. You distracted me. You know what you did? Is you distracted me. Yes, finally, I wanted one of these. Thank God for that. Right, here we go. Now we're talking. Now we're cooking on gas, folks, okay? Let's get rid of that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. You know, like I say, listen, to be clear, I'm not an expert in any... Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm not an expert in any of this, okay? So, if you actually want to understand... Look, if you're getting philosophy ideas from a Twitch streamer, especially one called Chud Logic, you're onto a bad start, okay? But yeah... From what I understand, what it is like, yeah, it's not about making a moral judgment or moral. It's literally just to analyze why things happen the way that they do. And I think if you believe something to be wrong, you can't just think something is wrong. You can't just think, oh, well, that's bad, isn't it? And it has an impact. If you think something's wrong, you need to take some sort of action to influence the world in order to change the outcome of that thing, right? So I can sit here and think, well, racism's bad, isn't it? But that doesn't change like whether racism exists or not. It would be through some sort of action that I would have to take in order to try and change that fact. I don't know. Oh, who cares? Let's just finish this video so I can get to the rest of the drama.
Other than like all of like ethics, like the whole philosophy, like
No,
that's
but my ethics
it's like the
are
most
grounded-
complicated.
So okay, if you are, I don't know how to explain this to you. Like you have to look at history, right? That's one way. That's one way to look at it. So whenever people have been enslaved, if they rise up and use violence to liberate themselves, then that is probably acceptable because they had material conditions in which violence was being Okay, so
Like the Nazis?
No, it doesn't mean it's acceptable. It doesn't mean it's acceptable. It just explains why it happened. Like, yeah, sure, you could apply a different frame of analysis to it. You could apply a different frame of analysis to it, and you could say, well, because of these circumstances and my moral judgment here, whatever. But the very material analysis doesn't mean it's acceptable or unacceptable. It just means that it is because of what came before it, right? That's my understanding. Listen, I don't fucking know anything about this. I'm fucking Mr. Magoo bumbling about in the dark here. That's just my understanding of what this all is, right? Do you know what I mean? Correct me if I'm wrong. Please tell me if I'm wrong, because I literally don't know fuck all, okay? But that's my understanding of this, all right? I can see why they did that. But obviously mass murder isn't like an acceptable thing morally if your moral system says it's bad. It's just, it explains why it happened. Yeah, it's a moral system you've got that would you know, whatever, you know?
Rising up against the Nazis was acceptable, yes.
No. After
Resistance.
World War I, the Nazis claimed that Jewish bankers were holding the country down through...
And that was consciousness, because that wasn't actually...
Now Vaush has got his nuts in a vice here, because American Johnson has petted himself into a position where he would, you know... because of what he's saying, you'd have to accept this. If he just said... Well, you know, the thing is, material circumstances that explain why things happened, right? Obviously, it's through material analysis you can understand why Nazi Germany came about, but that neither justifies nor, you know, that doesn't justify it, because we need to have another framework with which to understand what the Nazis did. And then you can talk about how, you know, the Jewish people, there's no essential trait that a Jewish person has because of being Jewish. You know, and you can go down that route with it, and you can even use, you know, that sort of discussion point to talk about why oppressing people because of religion, gender, etc. is bad, because there's no essential trait that one has because of those things that do you know what I mean? Like, there we go, easy peasy, done. But instead, what he's done is he's put himself into this position where he's saying good things, essentially it is good things good, bad things bad. And Marx and Engels said it, so therefore that makes it okay. Right? So that's how you do it. There you go, problem solved, easy peasy, okay? Makes sense?
Happening.
How can you
that
tell?
Was false consciousness. They constructed a moral utilitarian rule that did not align with reality.
They were not utilitarian. Wait, the Nazis were not utilitarian. Careful with that. They were very, very not utilitarian.
The point is that they were their ideology was not aligned with reality.
Yeah, surely you'd say the Nazis are deontological. Is that the right word? I don't know. What were the Nazis? The Nazis' position was philosophy is for nerds. Listen, I want to say something spicy, but I don't know. I'm worried. Listen, our YouTube channel, me and DK Editing have been trying really hard to get the channel sorted out and monetized and stuff. And I worry that if I say something, like it will fuck up the demonetization thing. The Nazis used intuitive morality. Did they? I don't enough nerd stuff.
Reality.
How can you tell?
Because Jews don't actually control banks in the world.
There was a disproportionate number of Jewish control of banks in Germany during the Weimar Republic.
All right, Vaush, we're done here. Thank you. Goodbye. This is that's all I need to hear.
You don't have an ethical... Oh my god.
Oh my god, what? He just went on that point.
Back here. Level 2. Back here. Level 2.
Now look. I will say, okay, on the one hand, I think that Vaush was like poking at like the most controversial things he could think of, okay? Okay? There's no doubt about it.
Nation.
Hey!
Gifted a tier 1 sub
Thanks for the gifted subs up.
They have given 19 gift subs in the channel.
So I think he was poking at the most kind of egregious thing that he could think of, okay? However, I do think that, like, NonCompete... This is the thing with people like NonCompete, is they can't talk about their ideas because they literally do think good things good, bad things bad. And when they're challenged to in some way kind of justify that idea, they struggle because, you know, they, for example, confuse the concept of like, fuck, what am I doing? I need to pay attention. they confuse the concept of like material analysis with some form of morality, but then they say they get their morality from material analysis, which doesn't make sense. So they don't really have like a meaningful kind of framework with which to analyze and assess things. So they kind of just end up reverting back to what was it called? Intuitive morality, where they just intuit what is good and what is bad. But then you end up, you know, without having a strong argument as to why the Nazis were bad. And then that you end up looking like that. So yeah, I think that Vaush was clearly prodding at stuff, but also like NonCompete just clearly is just, yeah, he's out of his depth. And it does kind of come across, it does kind of come across that, like, you know, he just wanted some sort of clip. And yeah, it seems like he got his clip, right? So is Vaush at fault for that? Like, maybe because he was being a bit spicy, sure. Maybe Vaush doesn't care. Maybe Vaush is happy to, you know, have that kind of spicy take and take the heat for it. But yeah, Vaush is a skilled debater. You could say, you know, Vaush has done a lot of debates, hasn't he? Vaush has done loads of debates. You could say he is a mass debater. You could say he is something of a mass debater. Am I right? Lol. Now we're just shooting these beasts, are we? We're just going for these beasties. Anyway, what is going on? I need to finish this game because I need to see the rest of the drama. Okay, right. Let's continue this anyway. That's what he says. He knows what he was doing. He knows.
I'd run too if I was him. Oh, that was
He
good.
knows what he's doing.
God.
Cheeky Vaush strikes
I can't believe
again.
people in my community like that guy. That was funny as hell. You got to lean into
Cheeky Vaush.
So you got to lean into. Oh, in case anyone's curious about what's happening there, that guy was actually too stupid to have a conversation with. He actually thought that the construction of an ethical system and using hypotheticals to understand ethics meant that you were some kind of anti-material idealist. He was dismissing the concept of philosophy.
From all accounts, Vaush is both a mass debater and a cunning linguist. Yeah.
Marx was a philosopher. I mean,
hey,
like,
thanks for the
like
bits,
Marx would be
Nakapa.
like laughing. Yeah. Yeah, he couldn't comprehend the idea of an ethical system. Did he learn anything though? I feel like for a bit there he got close to understanding. He got close to understanding when I was asking, like, well, why is freedom wrong? Why is suffering bad? So on and so on. Like, yeah. Dishonest or stupid? No, I think I don't know. He might just be stupid. Vaush, give us an actual lesson on rule utilitarianism now, please. I'd like to see how you'd answer these questions. Dude, this is so easy, man. It's so easy, okay? So, as a moral anti-realist, I don't think there's any way to objectively determine what is good or bad in the universe. However, I do think that you can build systems which adhere to subjectively determined moral principles that we call axioms or first principles.
Oh,
My
axioms,
first principles
blah, blah,
pertain to the well-being of
Crowd
sentient
your
people.
axioms.
The actual specifics aren't that important because things get fuzzy when we're talking about meta-ethics. The rule utilitarian sort of mindset is things are good if the outcomes of the actions not only have a positive utility, but lead to the construction of rules which also have positive utility.
Shit.
So using that ethical framework, you can then go back and
oh no,
look at all of human history
don't.
and have like a strong understanding of whether something is good or bad. You know, there is no ethical system that'll give you perfect answers to everything. Dialectical materialism is fairly similar in the sense that it's a framework for understanding. The dialectical materialism is not an ethical system like he seemed to think it was.
I think we've heard enough of this now. I think we've heard enough. We don't need to hear all this. And plus, I need to be careful. So what I think I'm going to do now is I'm going to cover the rest of the drama as soon as this game is finished. So what I'm going to do now is play for time. Yeah, so my perspective on it is that, like, yeah, I think that... Oh, shit, what was that? The reality of it is that Vaush is just a very skilled debater. And I think that the unfortunate reality is he kind of just got caught out. Non-compete, I mean, by entering the ring with someone who is so, like, rhetorically skilled. And I think Vaush was being a bit cheeky there as well. I think it's quite obvious that Vaush was being quite cheeky in terms of, like, goading him a bit with some of the fucking steps. But to be fair, like, non-compete was literally doing, like, things are good and things are bad because Marx and Engels said so. Like, no. Like, my understanding of it anyway is that the whole point of Marx and stuff is not to even talk about, like, good things being good and bad things being bad as such. It's more so to do with engaging in a scientific analysis of society and trying to figure out if certain things have gone a certain way because of historical realities, can we predict and can we figure out how things are going to go in different ways based on certain historical realities, you know? And stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. I think that the idea that you would look for like some sort of hardline moral... He misspoke. You know, it doesn't really make sense to me to do this kind of super hardcore like moral analysis of like stuff like that. And that's why when you talk about slavery or the Nazis, when you say that occurred due to material circumstances, you're not justifying it. You're not saying, oh yeah, that was a good thing that happened actually, because you can't figure out whether something is good or bad just off the back of like you know, a material view. You need another way to do that, another framework to do that. But the problem with people like NonCompete is and this is where the woke Thatcherism stuff comes in, right? This is where the woke Thatcherism comes in, because what they will do is they will engage in this analysis up until a point that it becomes politically inconvenient for them to do so. And then at that point, immediately it changes. And what was originally, oh yeah, well it happened because of material circumstances. Poor people are poor because of material circumstances. You know, they instigate this kind of moral viewpoint on it. It doesn't make any sense. It's inconsistent. Does that make sense? Well, I don't know about I don't know the veracity of that claim. I need to research it more. I'm not gonna. Listen, I ain't gonna look up Jewish bankers in the Weimar Republic. Okay, my Google search history is sus enough as it is without me starting to look shit like that up. All right, right. Come on, we need to get in this position. Move. We have circle here. Right. Anyway, let me concentrate on the game, and then I'll get to the. Let me concentrate on the game, and then I'll get to the rest of the drama. Okay, just bear with me. It was a meme. Well, that's the thing, though, is, you know... But at the end of the day, like, yeah. Was Vaush acting a bit obnoxious at times? Absolutely. Oh, that's fucking Mirage. Yeah, absolutely. But by the same token, like... You know, NonCompete was willing to sit there with a straight face and try and justify what Luna had said on Twitter. And I don't expect, like, a husband to answer for their wife. You know, but by the same token, it's like, if you're going to sit there and you're going to come on and, like... defend Luna like that, I think you can answer for some of the shitty things that she's done as well, you know? Okay, so yeah, I think that, like, to give credit to NonCompete, I think that, like, he's just a bit mixed up in some of these concepts, it seems. But the thing is like, I only got 200 damage that game. I don't really think, like, it's annoying behavior, but there's probably a reason he does it, and the reason he does it, I think, is because his audience, like, basically, NonCompete is incentivized to give those kind of takes, right? If NonCompete gave the correct bullet bite answer to the slavery question, right, his audience would tear him limb from limb. His audience would tear him limb from limb. Do you see what I mean? So he can't do that, you know? And that's why when Vaush said what he said, he jumped out there because, yeah, whether he meant to or not intentionally at the start, he had a moment there which he could then utilize in order to basically, you know, smear Vaush, essentially, as some sort of Nazi apologist. And the reality is, no, he's not. Vaush is not a Nazi apologist. Vaush is just trying to highlight how ridiculous some of the claims NonCompete was making are. NonCompete said to Vaush, so this is now the next part of the drama, okay? NonCompete said to Vaush, Vaush, those are your words. You said them. I don't think it's wrong to take something someone has said and kind of, you know, criticize them for that or something like that, right? So what did Vaush do? Well, Vaush, being Vaush, put that theory into practice. And you want to know what Vaush did? Oh no! Hoisted by your own petard. Okay, let's see what this is.
Maybe the Nazis had a point.
Nazi has a point. Yes.
Maybe the Nazis had a point.
Nazi has a point.
I'm not going to be too smug about this myself, okay? But what I will say is, yes, it is quite funny to see people. Literally, American Johnson just said, you know, essentially, context doesn't matter. You said what you said, okay? This, if that is your belief, if your belief is you can just quote someone, right? Quote their words, and then you can decry them based on those words. There we go. Signed, sealed, delivered. Okay? Signed, sealed, delivered. Like, this is the world you want to create, where we do just go by clip snippets of what people say, rather than actually look at the totality of someone's perspective and someone's views and coming to a conclusion and a decision based on that, okay? And people will mock, you know, fans of, say, Vaush or Destiny or whoever, and be like, oh, you always want the context, you always want the context. Well, yeah, like, I don't know. You've kind of shot yourself in the foot here with that perspective. Now, look, obviously, to be clear, this is obviously taken way out of context, okay? This is, just to be clear, this, put the jokes aside for a second and the memes. This is obviously taken out of context. And what I would hope is that NonCompete and Luna Oi would look at this and realise, damn, actually, yeah, it is shit to be taken out of context. And maybe we should be a bit more generous to people's views and perspectives and listen to the totality of what they're saying, rather than just go off like a short clip. Look, I appreciate there's criticisms of the way Vaush handled the Mr. Girl situation, but I just don't want to, like, start doing whataboutism shit, right? I've made my thoughts clear on Mr. Girl previously, I feel. And I think that at this point, this is just about talking about this aspect. Otherwise, how long do you go back and you start digging up all this other stuff that people have done? I know it's quite recent, but, you know, it's endless potentially. And you know what's funny as well? You know what's funny too? Yeah? You know that clip of NonCompete? I remember this vividly. I can't show you because obviously his Twitter got rid of or something. I remember vividly there was a clip going round of NonCompete talking about the prison thing, the anarchist prisons, right? And guess what? Guess what NonCompete did? That's right. He complained about it. He complained about getting taken out of context, and everyone was having to go at him for it. Oh dear. It's so funny to me. It's so funny to me. It's like, yeah, be consistent, right? Now look, I'll watch like a clip of someone on stream, obviously. I might pass a comment on it. But I do think that the best way, obviously, to understand, and I think you can do it in a way, I think that you can do it in such a way that you don't kind of completely condemn someone. You just kind of look at it and go, oh, I disagree with that or something like that. But people like this, it's signed, sealed, delivered. They will try and destroy your entire shit over some clip. Do you know what I mean? It's like my clip of the joking N-word thing. People who don't even know who I am, which is fine, whatever. But they were judging the entirety of me based on, like, a stupid joke I made on stream. It's crazy. So, yeah, I do get a bit annoyed when people make whole judgments about you based on probably clips they've seen. And, yeah, like, we're all hypocrites, you know? But, like, if you know, have the take that context is irrelevant, essentially, and that actually it's the words you say that matter only, then yeah, why should I have... This is the thing, right? I think that to a degree, sure, like, we've got to be a bit generous in terms of, like, someone might do bad things and we'd be sort of, you know, a bit more generous to them in some respects. You know, and I think, like, in some examples here, maybe it doesn't make sense to go super hard on it. But the fact that it's people like NonCompete that really do, like, exemplify this behavior. Do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I just, you know, the sympathy starts to fucking wane a little bit. The sympathy starts to wane a little bit when it's these kinds of people that not only do they engage in this kind of behavior, they also act holier than thou about it too. They also act holier than thou too. You know, and these people try and, like... And I've also, Luna Oi is only sharing that clip of Vaush because she's got beef with him. It's so obvious. But the thing is that people will try and defend it. Look, we're all human, okay? Let's just accept that. We're all human. We all fuck up. We all make mistakes, all right? We all make mistakes. Hey, Lona Box, thanks for the raid. Appreciate it. Thank you. I hope you're doing well. My fellow Britbonger. You know, and it's the moral high ground that they act with too. It's so frustrating. So look, like I say, I definitely got things I can say about Vaush that are critical. But to be honest with you, these days, Vaush pisses off all the right people. So I'm like, whatever. Like, honestly, I'm just at this point, like, I don't care, okay? I'll be critical if there's something I think I want to be critical of, but I'm not going to sit here and fucking, you know, scold Vaush when he's pissing off all the right fucking people. Oh, so that's my take on that drama. Is there any? Oh, Thought Slime. Now Thought Slime enters the picture. Thought Slime, Thought Slime, Thought Slime. Did I show you this stream the other day? We used to be mutuals, do you know that, back in the day? But literally, I think probably within a millisecond of my controversy breaking last year, I think he unfollowed me. Right, let's have a look. What we got? Here we go. Here he is, just absolutely fucking fuming. He's fuming. Let's see what Mildred's got to say. It is absolutely fucking surreal that anyone still defends Vaush. He is a racist, a creep, and every fucking week there's some new way that he made our comrades and our spaces less safe. Left unity does not mean we must tolerate the shitty, abusive, or dangerous behaviour of individual leftists. Enough is enough. Yeah, what you gonna do, Thought Slime? Write a video essay about it? These people are so pathetic. They're like, what is this? Talking so much smack on Twitter. You'd crumble into dust if you spoke to someone you disagree with. Jesus Christ. Yeah, exactly. You do video essays, for fuck's sake. About what, Garfield or some shit? About Garfield. So sick of watching my friends get bullied and intimidated into silence by him and his legion of sycophants. Yeah, Thought Slime? Guess what? It was your sycophants that were coming for me when I had my controversy, okay? It was your fucking, you know, cretins that were coming for me. Chill. It was your tweet that said Destiny's a monster when he covered my drama and defended me. People in the replies were fucking speculating about me. This is my issue with people like Thought Slime. Is though, you know, he accused fucking Xanderhall of having a sex cult, which even the person involved said they didn't want it to be called that.
Thought Slime is going to commit thought crimes against Vaush in Roblox.
Thank you very much. But yeah, you know, and it's like I said earlier, he'll apologise for the most banal shit to his audience, but then when he does something that is actually bad, he just refuses to apologise and doubles down. Fucking bullshit. Anyway. I'm tired of the endless excuses and benefit of the doubt being extended to the guy who is always the fucking problem. And I'm scared for the effects that his continued popularity will have on the communities which tolerate it. Just look at how many racist trolls see fit to attack any BIPOC detractors of his. What's this? But I guess Luna can threaten trans women with an assault. That makes comrades very safe, right? Wait, I forgot. Nobody cares when Vietnamese nationalists threaten trans women because leftist spaces are infected with trans misogyny. Ooh! I could be way more woke than you energy. I love it. What's this? But Zoe's video wasn't merely a terminology thing. It was a criticism of what he was saying in general, as well as saying the terms he was using is inaccurate. I have solidarity with all comrades, and I consider EJ to be one, but this doesn't mean we can't criticise each other. If someone talked to me the way you and your comrades talked to about EJ, I would slap your face. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's like, it's a bit much, isn't it? It's completely rude and insulting. Constructive criticism if you want to be a good comrade. That's my criticism for you. Yes, of course, saying you're going to slap someone across their face is extremely constructive. This all just seems so ridiculous, doesn't it? Cherry straight in there. Like, love it. When you were making our spaces more safe and tolerable... Sorry. I misspoke. Sorry. Were you making our spaces more safe and tolerable when you accused Xanderhall of having a sex cult, doubled down, and got aggressive with the people asking you to apologise? If you actually cared about the impact creators in this space have, you would own up to the damage you caused. To this day, you haven't taken an ounce of responsibility for what you said. And honestly, this is really true here. Could you imagine Thought Slime's reaction if Vaush accused Luna or some other creator of running a sex cult and doubled down repeatedly? Absolutely. It's absolutely true. Where's the I'm pretty sure that Know Nothing. Oh, here we go. We got it. Banging. These are the supposed leaders of the revolution. If Twitter comments are too much for you, this space isn't for you. I disavow the ableism afterward, okay? I disavow this meme, alright? The ableism is too much to bear for me. Anyway, this is what I wanted to look at here. There's a very specific reason I emphasised that YouTubers should not date their fans, but I did not think we would arrive at the sex cult portion of the danger so quickly. God, he's such a coward as well. It's funny that he didn't even mention what he said 2 seconds after, didn't know about it, and when people tell you about it, you defensively just start saying whatever, even if you clearly don't know what you're talking about. Oh, you're talking about someone. Sorry, I think you were acting someone else. Okay, well, I'm not getting involved in that combo. Good luck with your argument in chat, though. I can sell you an unableism pass for a small fee. Okay, noted. Also, yeah, hang on a sec. Isn't this kink shaming? What if someone wants to willingly be in a sex cult? What if they want to be in a sex cult with with a power indifferential between the two people? Damn, kink shaming is bad, okay? Kink shaming is very bad. I don't endorse it. On cue, we get the dudes who think we should need more dispassionate nuance in the should you run a sex cult discourse. Nerds getting to be the bullies they never were, true. Okay, I don't know what's going on, but you're throwing out huge accusations without providing the relevant evidence. At the moment, I feel like you're being disingenuous, so you post relevant source and stuff. I mean, it's so true. This is what Thought Slime does. This is what people like this do. They just throw out these broad accusations, right? If you did the same thing about Thought Slime, if I tweeted out, Thought Slime is a paedophile, okay, they would fucking spit feathers for weeks about that shit. They would lose their fucking mind over that, okay? But these people can just do that and it's no problem to them and they're fucking sycophants. It's outrageous. No, I can't because you don't understand. I don't want to lose Twitter, okay? So no, I can't. Fuck this. He deserves to be hit hard. Bear in mind, at the time, how old is Thought Slime? How old is Thought Slime? Is he in his 30s? He must be in his 30s. Okay, do you know what's funny, right? These people would lose their shit if, like, someone in their mid-30s was in a relationship with someone in the early 20s, okay? They would fucking spit feathers over that. They'd be like, oh, no, power difference, right? But somehow it's acceptable for Thought Slime to just shit on Xanderhall, who was 21 at the time. Okay, Mildred. It's just so funny to me. It's just so funny to me that they're just so inconsistent in their own beliefs. In that this is bullying at this point, okay? This is calls to bullying. Look, fuck this. He deserves to be hit hard. I'm not beating around the bush here, and I'm not going to be polite and restrained in calling out abuse like this. We don't need to treat this guy with kid gloves, and trust me, he won't return the favour. He was like, what was he, 20 at the time? 21? How old was Xanderhall at the time? Exactly, that's my point. They're extremely critical of age gaps in relationships, but somehow this dude in the mid-30s shitting on Xanderhall is acceptable for some reason. And this is vicious. If it was just a criticism, fine, but this is vicious. He deserves to be hit hard. What does that even mean? What, you're going to write a particularly spicy video essay about him? Don't call him a lunatic, though, because that might upset your audience. Fucking idiot. Also, it is not hyperbole to say that having a group of women who are sexually devoted to you while you're not to them and starting plans to live in a shared space is a sex cult. That is not me being glib, that's calling a spade a spade. The person who came out and spoke out against Xanderhall in the first place even said they didn't want it described as a sex cult. So my understanding is that Thought Slime apologised for calling it a sex cult only for the sake of the person that made the accusation, but to this day has not ever said anything to Xanderhall in regards to like his conduct. No. My point is, that
Welcome to
they will
Chud
have
Nation.
like the weird takes
Came
about
for
age
the racism and
differentials.
stayed for the racism. Chud Jagak.
Thank you very much for the sub. But then stuff like this, they're happy to just go fucking fully hammer and tong and go, yeah, this person deserves to be hit hard, and essentially egg on bullying against them. This is a call for people to bully Xanderhall. You realise that, don't you? He deserves to be hit hard. Like, what else is this? And what does this even mean? So let's say that the accusations are true and Xanderhall did do something wrong. What does it mean he deserves to be hit hard? What does that mean? What? So what? By being mean to him, you're somehow going to alleviate the situation? Fucking hell. Unbelievable. Yeah, Thought Slime's an absolute pussy. Let's call it what it is. Anyway, I'm done with this. This is we've had enough of this now. Thought Slime has been sufficiently criticised. Although, hang on a sec, didn't he insinuate Vaush is a look? These fuckers and their content warnings, okay? These bastards and their content warnings, all right? These bastards and their content warnings. They will use content warnings to put shit into your fucking head before you engage with material, okay? That's what happened with me. Content warning grooming. Content warning grooming. That's exactly what that was. Look at this. Content warning paedophilia. Where's the paedophilia? What do you mean? What paedophilia? It's so manipulative. You see it all the time. You see this all the time, okay? You see this all the time. They do this. They use the content warning to poison the well. They poison the well so that when you're engaging with this now, in your head is pedo shit, okay? In your head is pedo shit because it's got content warning pedophilia on there. But the nature of this is nothing to do with like pedophilia as such. Like it doesn't... You know, the idea that this needs a content warning for that is absurd. Damn, these people are so manipulative. And also, yeah, doesn't Vaush say kill? Welcome to Chud Nation. Hey, Wogenstein, thanks for the gifted.
Tier 1 sub to third_fig. They have given 66 gift subs in the channel.
That is... Wait, hold on.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to talk about hypotheticals with you, Vaush. And I'm not going to talk about hypothetical situations where adults can molest children and it has a positive outcome. Not something I'm going to talk to you about.
You're the one Wait, hold on. First of all,
I don't know why you want to talk about this.
So imagine, all right? Imagine aliens come down to Earth.
This is absolutely ridiculous, Vaush.
So he did say, like, molest children, non-compete.
Now, you can imagine a situation in which aliens come down to Earth and they say, we're going to blow up the whole planet unless you kill this innocent kid. Now, in a consequentialist sense, killing that innocent for a few minutes.
Oh, this is a shame. I like Aaron from Re-Education. This is a shame. That's not correct. That's not what was said. That's not what was said. He didn't say that. It's fucking non-compete that referenced the child thing. But yeah, in any case, this is an extremely manipulative. Because look, this is what, for like a fleeting reference at the start of the video. Nah, this is bullshit. This is to try and poison the world. This is to get that idea in people's heads before they engage with it. His viewpoint on this is pedo shit, right? And that's a manipulative trick to put that in your mind before you engage with the content. And listen, how many views has this got? 38k views. How many retweets it's got? 381 likes. I don't know. There's people that won't watch the video and just comment on it, you know? Look at this. Look at this. I'm starting to wonder if you're the reason Vaush is always trending on here. It is often Vaush's detractors that are the most reason for him trending. I don't know. Anyway, I feel like I'm done with this now in any case. That's the drama. I've been talking about it for a few hours now. Sorry to my editor that it's probably going to be a bit of a nightmare to edit, but it is what it is.
So you got clipped out of context. So you got clipped out of context. This is what we call a clip chip. So you got clipped out of context.